Okay. Let's go ahead and turn it down. Testing. 1, 2. Testing. That seems like it's pretty good. Let's go over here. Hello. Welcome to the stream. Hi. We're gonna play more. The Ace Attorney Chronicles. Yay! More weird stuff. Yay! Back to court case. We are representing a leprechaun man. He's definitely a leprechaun. Turn the music off. Let me grab the Scott. Grab the cup. Skate.
Hi.
Hello. Let's see. Let me bring up the game. Where's the game? Is it under?
Give me 1 second. No. My cat wants something.
Oh, there. Okay. Oh, there. There's that. So where is? What is it under? There we go. Why is it over here? Oh, okay. It's under great. Okay, great. It's attorney. Open up the game. Do. Make sure things are working. Do. Get rid of that. Ba. Yeah, work. Show you the game. Dee-dee-doo-dee-da. Okay, there we go. Hooray! We get to go back to representing a leprechaun and arguing against a vampire, and the judge is Santa.
Just another day in Ace Attorney.
Yep. Continue. And we got smoke bombed in the courtroom, so that's fine. And we had to leave the courtroom because there was something that went off. 18th of February, 12:52 p.m. The Old Bailey. Defendants in tech chamber, whatever, the fucking chamber. What on earth just happened in there? Mr. Naruhodo, I managed to find out what happened. Mrs. Ada. I was told it was an advanced form of smoke grenade, a type of exploding device that releases smoke. Smoke grenade? It sounds like the sort of thing ninjas use. They're just making sure everything is safe now. I think the trial will start again before long. But who would have done something like that? The police managed to catch someone who was trying to flee the courtroom, apparently. Flee the courtroom? Why? Well, it's a young girl of around 15, I hear. A young girl? Then could it be the other passenger that Mr. McGilded was just talking about? Right, because there's supposed to be some other person that who was in the carriage. Girl of about 15 age, man. My thoughts exactly. So he wasn't lying. Oh, what's become of Mr. McGilded anyway? There are so many things I need to ask him about, but he's not here. I think he was summoned to the prosecutor's antechamber to answer questions, along with the young girl. Who is she, I wonder? And what was she even doing here at the trial? She was taking a huge risk, and for what possible benefit to herself? There's another matter that's troubling me. What's that? The 20 pence. Oh, right, 'cause it was supposed to be only 4 pence per passenger. But the driver said he had 20. But apparently only 4 people had paid to get on the cart, the thing. So, and each person all the other two witnesses, the two witnesses both said that they were charged 5 pence. Okay. According to the coachman, Mr. Beppo, he took 4 passengers that night at a fare of 5 pence each. That comes to a total of 20 pence exactly. But now it seems there were in fact 5 passengers, which means the figures don't seem to add up again. She's right. That is strange. Counsel for the defense, kindly proceed to the courtroom. The trial will recommence in 5 minutes. Oh, thank you, officer. We'll go in straight away. Well, whoever she is, I imagine this young girl will be asked to take the stand and testify now. I really can't imagine what she's going to say, but it could alter the whole direction of the trial. We'll know soon enough, Miss Cesato. Yes. All right. 18th of February, 1 p.m. Old Bailey courtroom. Ooh. She looks so stylish. There's the young girl next to Mr. McGilded. Look, she must have been the one who caused the disturbance before. Well, after that rather eventful recess, the court will now resume the trial of Mr. Magnus McGilded. Now then, Lord Van Zix. My lord, I believe you established the cause of the smoke well, which veiled proceedings earlier. It seems to have been an advanced form of smoke grenade, of the sort typically employed by the army. Good gracious, the army? What in the devil's name? It was an elaborate attempt by a young girl to cloak her escape from the public gallery, but she was caught. And now occupies the stand. Good name, girl? Are you responsible for the smoke grenade which induced such pandemonium here in the courtroom?
Yes.
What is the meaning of this deplorable behavior? I gotta remember how to do his voice. And if I may, my lord. That wasn't right at all. Yes, Mr. McGilded? Perhaps I ought to explain here. What was that this wee lass here was here in the first place, and why she tried to bolt like that? 'Tis all tied up with the events of that night, so it is. Very well, Mr. McGilded. Give your testimony. You will explain to the court exactly how this young woman is involved in this case. Just what did happen that night? It's not like a defense lawyer needs that information or anything. Yeah, that's not important at all.
Nah, not at all.
Alright. The young girl. Night to question. I took the back seat in the omnibus and promptly nodded off. Then... Buggerall! Buggerall? 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 Buggerall! Loud thud and a wee scream woke me up with a fair start. No other fella collapsed on the floor at me feet, so I set him up on the seat across from me. Then I turned to find where that scream had come from, and bless my soul, what did I find? There was a child in there, all curled up in a ball, hiding her wee self away. So she was hiding in the storage thing? In the carriage? In the omnibus? Because we found that before, but it was really small. But I guess maybe somebody could fit in there. It says she was like 15, so maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, I can see that.
I remain somewhat baffled, I guess, I confess, but from what I gather, on the night in question, this young girl was indeed riding in the omnibus. Is that correct? It is exactly as the defense counsel said. This last was the fifth passenger, my lord. Great. Why didn't you mention her before? Oh, gosh. Very well. The defense may now cross-examine the witnesses. Are you ready, counsel? Yes, my lord. Or rather, no. I have no idea where to start. Cross-examination. The young girl. On the line in question, I took the back seat in the omnibus and probably knocked it off. I'll just press on everything, why not? And when you first got into the omnibus, were there any other passengers already on board? There were not. The cabin was empty, and there was no one on the roof deck either. You were the first passenger, as it were, I see. Aye, and that's why I took the back side as I did. It is the most comfortable, so it is. Could you explain exactly what you mean by the back seat? By all means, that's how you already described it earlier. I'm talking about the seat opposite the one in which the poor gentleman who was stabbed was sitting. Like I said, it is the most comfortable and where I feel most at ease. And of course, I enjoy gazing through the skylight from time to time as well. Ben Zeeks wants to say something, but he's holding back. Then, Bagura, a loud thud and a wee scream woke me up with a fair start. A loud thud, you say? And a scream? Aye, that's right. How can I explain it? 'Twas like the sound of someone falling to the ground. That sort of noise. So you think it was the sound of Mr. Mason falling to the floor, having been stabbed? Well, now, you'll remember I was asleep at the time, so I wouldn't like to say. And when the sound woke me, I opened my eyes. Hey, you know what? He's being fair. He said I wasn't sure that was the sound of him falling. He's actually being a decent witness, kind of, except he didn't tell us that there was a girl hiding in the omnibus or anything about this case before we went into that. Okay.
I think he's covering for the girl.
Yeah, I think so. I think so.
He's covering for the girl.
Yeah. When the sound woke and I opened my eyes, there wasn't thought to be seen in the carriage but the fly on the floor. You didn't see anyone. But at the same moment, you did hear a scream? From the seat above you on the roof deck, I presume. Not above me, no, my lord. 'Twas from inside the cabin. But I wasn't altogether thinking about the scream. No, I was too stunned by the desperate sight before my eyes. Okay. There was a fellow collapsed on the floor at my feet, so I set him up on the seat across from me. Okay. You set him up? The victim, you mean? That I did, on the seat across from me, as I said. I could plainly see the poor devil was already gone. But you wouldn't leave a dead man just lying on the floor now, would ya? 'Tis common courtesy, so it is. I find that hard to believe. My lord, man 6. Now, where would that be? You're right to find a man lying dead at your feet in a carriage. Any normal person would have hailed the cabman. Any upstanding member of London society, that is. But he knew the guy. Like, the guy owed him money. So he knew the guy. So he probably recognized who it was and tried to help him up. That's not that strange. If it was a stranger, yeah, I probably would call the cabman, but he probably saw who it was.
Maybe he took his wallet because he thought he could get some money on it from some money he owed before he was carted off at the morgue.
Maybe, I don't know. Well, now, as you know, I'm in something of a special line of business. The business of lending money at exorbitant rates of interest. Unfortunately, my lord, not everyone is thankful for the help I offer them, and some would even see me dead. So I do try, when at all possible, to get myself in the tangle of a trouble. Are you suggesting you were just going to leave the man there? That's a lie. No, I was always intending to report it, so I was. Only I had a mind to find out the whys and whereabouts first. That's true. If there's somebody attacking somebody else, there then could be a possibility of danger to him, I suppose.
It's very weird that he slept through it, though.
Yeah, he slept through the part of the stabbing. And he slept through everybody else getting on the carriage, but maybe he says he always seems to fall asleep when he's on the carriage. So maybe he's just used to it.
Maybe. Or maybe he's full of it.
Maybe. The whys and wherefores. Gerard, there are some details I want to understand before anyone else got to meddling. The way scream I heard, for example. Would your good self do this just the same? Yes, the scream he says he heard at the same time as the thud of the victim collapsing. Okay. Then I turned to find out where the scream had come from, and bless my soul, what did I find?
Hold it!
Girl. I'm afraid I don't understand. I'm sure you told the court that there was no one else in the carriage except yourself and the victim. So I did, sir, so I did. As far as I could see, that is. Ah, 'cause she was hiding.
Yeah.
Yeah, he must have been a bit paranoid. 'Cause, yeah, people owe him money, so it's not surprising people would, try to hurt him.
Yeah, they want him dead.
Yeah.
If he dies, the debt disappears. If nobody else is going to, I don't want to say inherit the debt, but if no one else can claim the debt, the debt's effectively gone.
Yeah. And after finding a man who just was stabbed on the floor and helping him up and stuff, he'd probably, start looking around for who or what caused the issue. And the only place that could be moved around while still in the carriage would be the storage thing under the seat. Well now, 'tis a clear thing. The wee scream I heard as I woke up, that came from, if you'll excuse the vulgar expression, under me backside. Good gracious, here's your backside. Under your backside? Wait, what? That's interesting. Okay. Huh. So was she already in there before he got on the omnibus? Or did she somehow...
Good question. He said he heard a thud.
Right, and he
Could
wasn't
that have been
sure...
the girl jumping in from the top window.
Maybe? I don't
Possible.
know. Under your backside. And when I lifted the seat on which I'd been sitting, I found where there was a wee cubby hole there for storage. Mr. Naruhodo, we can examine the omnibus herself, remember? Yes, of course. The whole bus was submitted as evidence. Yeah, okay. We'll go look at that again. So, go in. Well, let's open the gun sight. Listen to mirrors. Okay. So. Is it this side? Or is it the other side? Can't find anything out of place. Okay, so yeah, it would have been the side he was sitting on. See his handle, it seems. A storage compartment, but there's nothing in here. It's totally empty. Wait. Something doesn't seem right here, but I can't put my finger on what it is. There was stuff in here before. She took the stuff. That's why there was a smoke bomb.
Oh, or maybe that's where she was hiding.
Yeah, but no, there was stuff in here the first time we examined the omnibus. Before the smoke bomb, there was supplies in here. Like, oh, there's stuff for cleaning the horse's shoes or, whatever. Things you'd need to, take care of the omnibus and stuff. But it's gone now.
Okay.
So there must have been something in there that she took out. Yeah, there was something in there. This is a storage cupboard that's totally empty. That is weird. Okay. So that brings in a lot of questions. Because one, that was the seat that was on the side that he was sitting on. And then stuff was taken out of it. Okay. This is interesting. This would be a very good time to have a thorough look around inside. And when I found her. There was a child in there, caught up in the ball, hiding her way softly away.
Hold it!
You say she was hiding herself? Aye, that's right. 'Twas hard to see on the dim lamp light, but she was all caught up in a wee ball with her eyes and eyes met while me heart's really stopped beating in my chest. Hug, you're really overreacting to this. So and all, I pulled her out from under there and set her on the seat opposite so I could have a wee chin wag with her. This opposite seat. That's right just next to the dead gentleman there. You said this young girl next to a corpse, sir? Well, as I'm sure I mentioned, a gentleman in my position can all too often find himself in mortal danger. So, I'm here to find out just who this search was, you see. And while I was in the middle of talking with her, I heard another scream, a man's voice this time. Why is my voice turned, like, weirdly Italian? I don't know. Presumably that scream was Mr. First, who was sitting on the roof deck seats. Oh yeah, La D First. I love that guy. It's funny. Right to the wall again, I would say, sir. Looking down through the skylight, he must have seen this young girl and the gentleman with the knife in his belly. In other words, the previous witness did not, in fact, see you at all, Mr. Gildet. What they believed to be yourself and the victim was, in fact, this girl and the late Mr. Mason? Okay. Aye, my lord. I was, as I think everyone understands now, sat at the back of the carriage out of sight. Okay. It's certainly plausible. The defendant is somewhat diminutive in stature, and readily confused, perhaps, with this young girl. After that, of course, with the scream from the gentleman over us, the driver realized something was wrong and pulled up the horses. Fair enough. The events as explained are clear in my mind. However, at least one conundrum remains. Who is the girl?
Yeah,
Her name is... what?
Sorry, go ahead.
Her name is Gina Lestrade, my lord. Gina Lestrade. She's a chancer, intercrossed among large clouds, relieving people of their purses. Oh, she's a pickpocket. Okay.
Oh my god.
But
her name.
what?
Let's Trade.
Oh.
Her name is Let's Trade. Ladies First is the
Trade.
gentlemanly dude, and his girl's name is Let's Trade.
Yeah.
And maybe she trades people's purses for their lives.
Guinea? Is it supposed to be like... because it said Gina?
Gina? Is it Gina or Gina?
I don't know.
Is it two N's?
It was Gine.
Gine?
Gina?
Gine? I don't know.
Gina. I don't know. I think Gina makes sense. Or is it Gina? Gina.
Gina would be Gina.
Gina? I don't know. Whatever. I'm
Let's trade is
surprised.
suspicious. It's sus. Let's.
Yeah. What's commonly called a pickpocket? What? Scully, a petty thief? Apparently so, yeah. Order! Order! Is this true, Miss Lestrade? Miss Lestrade, you will answer the question. But... Smoke bomb!
Mm,
Oh! She has a smoke gun? How dare you? Where's the meaning of this? No! Oh! The girl! She's gone! Open your eyes! No, she's over here. I'm over here. Good gracious! Oh! What was the point of that little sidestep? I know what your lot are thinking. Grown-ups are all the same. This dirty little dipper, they'll say, slipped up and got caught on the job. She got herself back into a corner, so she knifed the gent. Go on, that's what's in your heads, ain't it? No, not at all. This is a court of law. We're here to determine the truth, not cast... Why?
come on. Hey, now we're real turning because they're being treated like crap, right?
Yeah. Look, knives are for cowards. Only thugs use weapons like that. All I need for what I do with these fingers. I'm a professional, alright? Maybe not in your eyes, but I get pride in what I do. What I do. What I do. I don't know. I don't know how to do a British accent. Yes, you don't count smoke guns among weapons for thugs? Oh, this wasn't a bag I lifted the other day down where they keep the four-wheel drags. It's nice, isn't it? I like the pink best. Do not wave that thing in my direction again. I'm just gonna pour myself some wine. So, you admit that you were riding the omnibus in the night in question? It's alright, lass. You can tell them the truth now. So would it be Gina? Or Gina?
Her name is Gina. G-I-N-A.
Gina? Gina, okay.
No, just Gina.
Gina. Alright, yeah. Just like the Irishman said. Government accepts this girl, Miss Gina Lestrade, as a valid and significant witness in this case. Accordingly, young lady, we will now hear your testimony if you please. You will tell the court exactly what happened in the omnibus in the question. Alright, if I have to. What the girl saw. So I snuck in to hide the carriage before they hooked up the horses like always. But it was a right old waste of time. I got nothing to show for me troubles that night. I tell ya, you can't see a blind thing in that hiding place. It's pitch in there. Then after a while, I heard this loud bang. Nearly jumped out me skin, I did. And the scream just came out. It's because the swell found me. It did help me get away, mind. Okay. Yes, he let you go. I fail to understand why you would let the street urchin go, Mr. McGooded. Oh, 'tis simplicity itself, my lord. You'll see she couldn't possibly have killed the other passenger. I knew that for a fact. Now, as I'm sure I said before, sir. Yeah, you were sitting. I was sitting right on top of the place where she was hiding herself. I think a demonstration is called for. Not really. But okay. This is where I was up that night. And the cubbyhole of which you have spoken is underneath the seat, I presume. Yes, but there's nothing here. There was stuff here earlier. Yes, it does appear just large enough to accommodate someone of the girl's stature. Oh, maybe that's what the prosecutor is kind of like, about, because he knew there was stuff in there too. Because he's been quiet this whole time.
Yeah, I think he knows he's wrong at this point, or there's a reasonable doubt. I know that isn't the standard this time or in the UK.
Right. He's doubting that this guy is the murderer.
But the issue with that though is he going to do what's possibly the right thing, or is he going to just try to save himself from getting egg on his face and rushing ahead? I think he's just going to keep rushing ahead. That's the kind of guy he looks like so far, unless we're proven otherwise. Right,
and that's technically his job, is to be a prosecutor as opposed to try to prove the defendant guilty. Like that's their point. And we even have a jury in this game, so like, yeah. But of course, the wheel last was stuck in there, because I bugged myself on the seat for the duration. Oh, so easy, that's why I let the last bolt. I knew that if the police found her, that I automatically assumed she did it. Oh, I couldn't live with myself. Myself and a young life was ruined when all the time I knew she was innocent. Even though you must realize your action would result in your own innocence being called into question. Not at all, my lord, not at all. Huh? I knew with my own heart that I was innocent. So I thought it was worth taking a punt on my own good name for the sake of this less fortunate lass. My goodness. What a perfect gentleman. My lord, this fine example of a man cannot possibly be guilty of a heinous crime like this. I'm ashamed of myself for ever doubting you, sir. Oh, shit. Okay. The prosecutor's gonna get us now. We're gonna get close to that edge, and then the prosecutor's gonna be like, hold on.
Hold on a second. I've been keeping this evidence from you. Because reasons, I'm sure.
It's like, yeah, he's gonna bring up the stuff's missing, I bet. With calm, calculated reasoning, one arrives clearly at the truth every time. It's a lie! A 6-member of the jury consensual, and they're leaning to a verdict of not guilty? Mr. Naruhodo, it must mean what? That we're victorious. It's easy. We've won? Are you sure?
Objection.
Yep. Oh my god! This whole scene right here, the freaking wine bottle, his chalice, and then putting his fucking foot on the freaking thing. Oh my god. So dramatic. Oh, that's so funny.
You better throw that goblet to the floor.
If the sight of my...
I need the Symphony of the Night reference. Come on, yes. Do it, man.
If the sight of my iron-heeled Wellington offends, pray do forgive this courtesy. Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa! Can't believe it. This really is a consummate example of the one monumental flaw in British judicial practices. Where evidence and reasoning should be paramount. Emotion rules the day. Emotion? The witness's last statement gives us a clear insight into his true nature. What do you mean, his true nature? Do you really think Scotland Yard would have made such a glaring omission? After the incident, the omnibus was comprehensively searched by officers of police. Obviously, the interior of this cubbyhole, as the witness put it, was included in the investigation. The compartment under the posterior seat was full of the coachman's belongings. It's noted in black and white here in the police report. Oh Lord! The evidence has been tampered with in order to corroborate Mr. McGillicud's story. Someone has unlawfully removed everything from under the seats. What? Oh, shit. Order! How could such a devious contrivance possibly have been effective, Council? Naturally, we must acknowledge the defiancies of the constabulary. What?
Constabulary.
Constabulary in allowing. Yeah, in allowing this to have happened. However, I assure you, when the omnibus was railed into the courtroom this morning, the compartment under the seat was not empty. Right, yeah, we saw that. Well, my Nipponese friend. Me? When the carriage was submitted as evidence, doubtless you examined it in fine detail as any self-respecting practitioner of law. Ray, what did you find the condition of the underseat compartment to be? Well, to be sure, the young gentleman will be able to clear this up in jiffy. Oh, he's wanting us to lie! Mr. McGillicud, this isn't good. This is not the way that you should be doing this.
And if he lies, and it's proven that he lies, then it'll impugn his integrity, and then everybody's gonna say, oh, he's guilty.
Right. So he's trying to get us to lie.
And you
Sorry?
should go with it, because you know it'll blow up in her face.
Yeah, it's like, no, I'm not gonna lie about that. Go ahead, you tell the court now, fella. Oh, this is an all-interpreted excuse for the desperate Lord Van Zeeks. Well, counsel, do you have something to say on this matter? How am I supposed to answer? What can I say about the state of that little compartment under the seat in the omnibus? It wasn't empty. It wasn't. I really don't know if giving this answer is helping my cause as counsel for the defense, but as far as I remember at least, when I first examined the compartment, I'm fairly certain there were a number of articles inside it, yes. Are you sure, counsel? Be whist. What are you saying now, you daft doll? I thought you were on my side here. Ooh. What game are you playing? Your task is to defend the man in the stand. Why would you say something to compromise his position? Because I believe in telling the truth.
Truth shall set you free.
As the advocate for the defense in this trial, I confess, I'm still not entirely sure where I stand. But it seems to me that I should state what facts I do know as clearly and honestly as possible. Ooh. Interesting. Tis not altogether pleasant, fella. I'm simply telling the truth, Mr. McGillicud. Well, don't forget that you're supposed to be representing my best interest here, lad. Now then. A feller's memory is a curious thing, and not altogether reliable. No, the court must consider the facts. That the cubbyhole under the seat is as empty as the devil's heart, so it is. Do you think perhaps it would be in your best interest now to admit that you might have been mistaken? Why? Why do I feel like something's not right here? Because it isn't. I should just like the jury to weigh in on this matter, I think. The compartment is designed now as equipment used to maintain the smooth running of the carriage. The rules state that omnibuses should be properly and fully equipped at all times, so it certainly wouldn't have been empty on the night in question. Supposing that's irresponsible. Hopefully not. That money-lending fleece and the pig purse are lying. Oh shit, yep. Yep, tides are turning. I can't believe I was nearly taken in. The stinking rich are always stinkers. Nothing but cowards, a lot of them. What? Oh no. It's the trick. Of course it's a trick.
Has juror number 3 been given a name yet?
I don't know. I don't think they get names.
Does he have a name?
No, I don't think they're supposed to give their names. They're supposed to be anonymous.
Okay.
Quite so, I must concur here. Oh my god. Is everyone jumping ship? With calm, oh my god. Calculated reasoning, one arrives clearly at the truth every time. Yes, but every time a different truth, it seems. Fucking bowing. My lord, I humbly exhibit the scales of justice. Clearly, a verdict of not guilty at this time would be wholly inappropriate. Thank you, counsel. But before we proceed any further, there is the matter of the outstanding cross-examination. Yeah, it's cross-examinate. Counsel for the defense, begin your questioning of the witness, please. Yes, my lord. What just happened? The whole balance of the trail just shifted, almost beyond recognition. The Reaper of the Bailey is at work, it would seem. Alright. What the girl saw. So I snuck into the carriage for 4 days, hooked up the horses like always. So you were already in the omnibus before it even set off on its run? Oh. Well, yeah, I mean, what's the point of spending a joey to make a few bob, eh? That's a rum idea, isn't it? I suppose she means there's no point spending money to make money. It actually makes sense. So, may I remind you that this girl is a petty thief? Can I refrain from entertaining her tenants? Well, that does clear up the little mystery of the fares and all. For paying passengers at 5 pence apiece, making the 20 to which the cabman testified, and one little scapegrace lad for free. Oh, the right conch of a driver always goes for some grub before his last run, see? So that's when I slip into the carriage and get myself in and under the seat. Nice and easy, eh? Right? Well, your hiding place is a storage compartment full of equipment for the coach. Oh? Yeah, there's brushes and buckets and whatnot in there, sure. I always chuck all that out and cram in a corner somewhere. No one ever seems to bother much. Yet, according to the report filed by the police officer who arrived at the scene, the compartment was full of such paraphernalia. Well, I don't know nothing about that. Like I said, I moved all that stuff out so I could hide under the seat. That's all I can tell ya. Seem we've reached the end of that line of inquiry. Continue. It was right all waste time. I got nothing to show for me troubles that night. A waste of time? Why is that? Well, most nights I'm on me own and the guard permits at least some of the time. I beg your pardon? Did you say guard permit? Oh yeah, well, that's what my kind call it. You'd say the omnibus, I suppose. Point is, any normal run, the carriage ain't got no one in it for a while. And that's when you come out of your hiding place and get away. That's it, only that night. This cove was sat on me right from the start. And he didn't budge the whole way, didn't he? Not 1 inch, I was totally stuck. Do you mean to tell us that you were present in the carriage for the duration? You were under the seat the entire time while the events unfolded in the enclosed cabin? Yeah, right, mister. To be sure, I was shocked as anyone. You don't expect to lift the cushion you've been sat on and find a child now, do you? So this Miss Lestrade couldn't possibly be the culprit then. I'll tell ya, you can't see a blind thing in that hiding place. It's pitch in there. Okay. So you couldn't see out the cabin at all? Not a jot. Most days I push the cushion up with me and look out the crack. When I can have a butcher's at who I'm gonna fiddle. I thought you were a pickpocket, not a butcher. I mean, I can't have a look. The seat I got under ain't as plush as the other ones, see? So most of the time, passengers plant themselves opposite. But for some reason that night, this here Irishman spent the whole journey right over me end. And for that reason, you weren't able to push the cushion up to peek out, I see. Truth is, I ain't too happy in small dark places. Feels too much like being thrown in the clink. But it's the only place to hide in them carriages, so it's Obson's choice. Why doesn't she just stick to picking people's pockets in the open then? I think there was some reason that she's not letting on judgment from her demeanor.
Yes,
Anyways,
clearly.
yeah, obviously this isn't her usual thing. This is clearly not her gig. So anyways, I was a bit scared, but I had to just stick out under there. Nothing else for it. And after a while, I heard this loud bang, nearly jumped me out of my skin. I did, and the scream just came out.
Hold it!
When you say a loud bang, do you mean the noise of someone falling to the floor? Could have been, I suppose. I don't remember so well. Point is, it made me jump. And you let out a scream involuntarily? That's right, and then I felt the cushion over me get lighter all of a sudden. Presumably when the defendant got up in order to help the victim, yes. Or not. It could equally have been the moment the accused stood in order to stop his victim, could it not? Oh girl, did you see what happened in that crucial moment? Yeah, I saw it. Ooh. I pushed up the cushion in quick pitches while I had the chance, didn't I? The Irishman was sitting up the block, and falling on the floor on the seat opposite. I mentioned Mr. McGilden's account, of course. But then, the fellow suddenly turns around and looks straight at me. I snuck back down and it was too late by then. I should have never even risked looking. It's because of that, this found me. It didn't help me get it did help me get away, mind.
Hold it!
And when Mr. McGilda discovered you, he pulled you out from your hiding place. I was scared stiff I was, and he dragged me out and sat me down on the seat and all. Next to the victim, Mr. Mason? Yeah, the bloke had a knife in his guts. It was still bleeding. Then the carriage lurched a bit, and he ended up falling into me. Ugh, how awful. Pulled me and got covered in blood. Made me feel sick as a dog. Okay. There was blood on one of Mr. McGilda's gloves. I guess that could have come from him picking up the body. Also, there's this the knife that stabbed him. The W or M on it. Also, it's got has horses on it, but that might just be decoration. Hard as the sheath, isn't it? Alright, Mr. Naruto. Oh, sorry, yes. I just don't really blades. Blah 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 blah. Yeah, I wanna look at it. Okay. Also, surely is blood the victims. Ugh. Englishman blood looks like a Japanese man blood. Do you think it wouldn't? Sorry. Just not I feel like there'd be more blood on the knife, wouldn't there? Because
Yeah.
that's like...
It's too deep. It's too deep.
Yeah, because like that's like maybe an inch or something, like from the blade.
Yeah, it's really weird.
Open it. Open it again. Please, open it again. Just, I don't care. Yeah, but that's way more than just like an inch away. So it would have been like at least like about to here. So, that's interesting. And then debtor's logger. Can I look in this? Yeah, I just literally look at it. Can you look at it, please? No, no. After all, not everyone is confident, so let's say. Anything else about it? No, thanks. Okay. Poor Mian's got covered in blood and made me feel sick as a dog. Both her hands covered in blood. It must be what the rooftop passenger saw. Right, they said that in their thing. After that, I believe you talked with Mr. McGilded for a while, is that correct? He asked me some stuff, wanted to know my name, and what I was up to in that. Then I heard something from above, someone screamed. It's Mr. First on the roof deck, one would presume. Well, I didn't want no one seeing me face, so I didn't look up. Then the horses were drawing up smartish, and this ear Irishman says to me, "Get back under the seat. I'll see that you can get away later." All 6 members of the jury had decided the defendant was innocent. For one brief, shining moment, yes. It's clear that they are all still very unsure. If we could just find some conclusive piece of evidence among this new testimony, I'm sure we could cinch the verdict as we want. Yes, I think you're right. And I have this niggling feeling something's bothering me, but I just can't quite put my finger on it. Okay. So I snuck inside the carriage before I looked at the horses like always. Trying to waste time and not been shoving troubles that night. I'll tell ya, you can't see a blind thing in the hiding place. It's pitch in there. No, not options. Then after a while, I hear this loud bang. Nearly jumped me out me skin, I did. And the screaming just came out. Because that was what find me. Help me get away. Hmm. Apple shell. Hmm. Hmm. Let's see. I'm gonna have to do some saving stuff. Figure this shit out. Trying to press her again. So you're already in there. Wait. The coin she has?
What about it? Where'd you get it from?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm trying to figure it out.
Maybe our dude paid her off?
But I don't know how to point it out. I don't know. All pain customers bad comes peace, making the 20. Got myself in under the seat. Nice and easy, right? Wish I could just go back in the thing. Okay. Hmm. Hmm.
Any question about the blade?
Yeah, I think I might present with this first. No, that doesn't like it. Yeah, no. Yeah. Okay, wait, go back to the one that said she didn't get anything.
Objection.
This? Nope, okay. Nope. Okay.
Hold it.
Waste of time, why is that? Well, most nights will mean. What'd you say? Oh, yeah, well, that's what they call it. Minus, hey. See from the start, and he didn't budge the whole way, did he? Not 1 inch, I was totally stuck. He represented the carriage for the duration. Mine was safe the entire time while events unfolded and closed down.
Hold it.
Oh. There we go, there's something.
Excuse me.
Something wrong, Mr. Gilded. Oh, wait, let me reload. I'm gonna do that again. Okay.
Hold it.
Was it this one? No, I think it was the other one.
Hold it.
Oh, Joel, most days I push the cushion up with me and look out the crack. And I can't, the butcher's who I'm gonna fiddle. Well, you were a pickpocket, not butcher. I mean, I could have looked a seat up I got under as plush as the other one, see? So most of the time, pastures plant themselves opposite. But for some reason that night, this Irishman spent the whole journey right over me dead. And for that reason, you weren't able to push the cushion out to peek, I see. Truth is, I ain't too happy in small dark places. Feels too much like being thrown in a clink. Okay.
It's a new mechanic in this series.
Yeah.
Somebody in the background.
Yeah,
contradicts that person.
or yeah, somebody has a reaction. Is something wrong, Mr. McGilded? Oh, I do apologize. Was there something the matter, Council? I'm just wondering if Mr. Lestrange's last comment something occurred to you, perhaps. You seem to be thinking something to yourself. Oh, no. It was nothing important. I was feeling bad for the poor lass is all. I remember feeling desperate myself as a young lad. Shut up in the dark, 'twas terrifying, so it was. I see. Yes, I'm sure we can all sympathize. I'm so scared of the dark now. And I don't know about yourself, but I find that the darkness seems to make everything you hear seem that much louder as well. Oh, he's trying to get her to lie more, I think. Yeah. I suppose it does, maybe. Miss Lestrade. Did you hear something that night? Anything? An unusual noise, perhaps? Nah, not really. All I could hear was the Irishman snoring. Butcherbers! Ain't no need to tell the whole world of me foibles, you little scamp. What a pity. If only Miss Lestrade had heard something, it might have given us a vital new clue. Yes. What should we make of that last statement of hers? Insignificant. Oh wait, no, it's not. It's not insignificant. Dang it. No. What's the matter, Miss Sasato? Well, I don't know. Is that really the true, do you think? It must be, surely? She said that she didn't hear anything. Perhaps that's precisely the point. Could that be important in itself? The fact that she heard nothing. Oh. Continue with the cross-examination. Cancel. Okay, do I have to do all that again? I stopped bang, nearly jumped me on the skin. Just came out. Okay. When you say a loud bang, you mean the ice was going to the floor. Good pass, but I don't remember so well. Maybe we're doing. Okay. Okay, I need to redo that whole thing, yeah, come on. Okay. No, I didn't do it right, okay. Redo this all again.
Well, no. Excuse me.
No, this again. Ba 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 ba. Probably important. My lord, I believe the statement just made by the witness is profoundly important. Right, wouldn't she have had to hear the victim get into the omnibus?
Yes.
Profoundly important, but all she said was that she heard nothing. Yes, which is profoundly the important part. I'm sure of it. I'm almost sure that I don't understand the inner workings of your Eastern mind, Council. Nevertheless, Miss Gina Lestrade, you will supplement your formal testimony by repeating the last statement, please. What? Superman? What are you on about? Don't give me all your fancy talk. I know what you're trying to do. Well, it won't work on me. That's right. Insult the judge. Always a good move. I was straining my ears to work out what was going on, but he was snoring.
Hold it.
So you're straining to hear what was happening the entire time since the moment you hid yourself? Not exactly, no. Sorry? Well, there was no one in the cabin to start with. I could just push the cushion up and have a butches to see what was what. But then, when I saw the swell getting on, I had me head down so I didn't notice me. And Mr. McGill sat on the seat under which you were hiding, correct? Yeah, when you Adam and Eve it. Adam and Eve it? Well, what a mug! So then all I could do was listen. I was waiting to jump out. It was as soon as I heard him leave, see? But wouldn't you? Not likely. Even though we stopped here and there, I never heard the door open. So I just had to stand listening to the drive in his big market, knowing like an old bag. Are there any conclusions we can draw from that, I wonder? Yeah, it doesn't add up, because the victim... Miss Lestrade, what you have just told the court is clearly at odds with the facts. At odds? Are you sure, man?
Are you sure, man?
Are you sure, man? Yeah. It seems my learned and oh my god. New Pony's friend is not as dull-witted as I feared. So that and Zeke really relates to two. Yeah, the victim. Counsel, I must insist that you bolster your claim with evidence of some complicit parties name at the very least. Yeah. Yes, my lord. I expect you to demonstrate this alleged contradictions to the court. According to Miss Lestrade, while she was hiding in the omnibus that night, she heard nothing but the sound of Mr. McGillicud's snoring. But think, Runescape, think! Do a little savey save.
Yeah, go back to what our dude said. McGillicud said something about there's a thud he heard.
Yeah, but no,
Did
the
you say
fact that she was listening specifically for the door to open. Because she wanted, if she wanted to get out, or she was waiting for the guy that was sitting on the seat that was keeping her hidden to leave so she could actually look around, she would be waiting for the sound of the door opening to the omnibus. But according to Mr. McGillicud, and I think I don't remember what exactly the carriage driver said, but apparently Mr. McGillicud got in first, and then the victim got in while he was apparently sleeping. So there would have been a time after Mr. McGillicud had already sat down that the victim would have came in. She said she was specifically listening for the door to open, which at some point the victim had to have opened the door. Okay. There's something else she should have heard. Show a person, yeah. The victim. Very well, my lord, allow me to elaborate. On a particular sound that Miss Lestrade could not have failed to hear on the night in question. Sound very clearly explained by the presence of the following person. Yeah, this guy.
Take that!
Rice-fired mason? Yes, my lord. The sound that Miss Lestrade cannot have failed to hear is that of the victim, Mr. Mason, boarding the omnibus. Yep, there we go.
Correct.
Order! Explain your reasoning, counsel. Miss Lestrade, allow me to confirm something. You claimed earlier that you were the first person on board the omnibus, is that correct? Yeah, of course it was. I got on while the driver was in the pub, didn't I? And the next person to board the omnibus was Mr. McGillicud. That it was, not a soul was in the cabin when I climbed aboard. At least, not in plain sight. So you were, to all intents and purposes, alone in the enclosed cabin of the omnibus at the time? Did I not just say as much I was in traveling with anyone else, if that's what you mean? Yeah, I saw him get on, remember? Through the crack in the seat cushion. It was on his own for sure. And from what we've heard, the carriage made a number of stops after that on its onward journey. During which time, did you not hear the door opening or closing at all? Nah, I never heard it. That's exactly what I was listening for, wasn't it? Waiting for the swab to leave. In which case, when and how did the victim end up in the carriage? Oh! We know the victim collapsed inside the enclosed cabin of the omnibus. Therefore, Miss Lestrade's statement about what she did or did not hear is at odds with the facts. Yes, this petty thief's statement was clearly flawed. Lord Van Six! Yes, he knew all too well that there was an inconsistency in Miss Lestrade's statement. You would say words of thanks in order for my learned friend. What are you talking about? You have demonstrated matters impeccably. This witness and her colorful statements aren't entirely unreliable. Her words are convenient untruths, nothing more.
Look at that.
Yeah. Instead, right, how could the victim possibly not have boarded the omnibus? That makes no sense whatsoever. And this girl is a pickpocket. Let's not forget that. Oh. Oh. Grandma says, guilty.
Oh boy.
She didn't even say anything. I didn't want the judge to hit a little man just because she has some rather naughty ways, but I must say, I can't abide liars. Neither could I. Mr. Foreman! I don't want to judge the girl just because she has some less than salubrious ways, but I must say, I cannot abide liars.
And I can't really blame the juror.
Yeah.
Because, nobody really likes a liar, especially in a situation like this.
Yeah. Mr. Naruhodo, that's 5 jury members leaning guilt toward guilty. Important not to lies for myself. While your consideration for others is refreshing, my Neapolitan's friend. To the considerable troubles you have spared me.
Well, we basically punched a hole and proved a liar the girl that's more or less sticking up for our clients. So we basically shot ourselves in the foot at this point anyways, unless something changes, which it better change.
Yeah. That's very refreshing. A hug. Oh, what are you playing at? Have you forgotten who you're working for, you useless Eastern Adam? This is carnage is perfect. Juror number 2 is the only one left. Mr. Naruhodo, the way this is going, I know. If we can't find some new way to convince everyone of Mr. McGilden's innocence, the judge will rule and we'll have lost. I very much wanted to believe the words of one of London's most respectable gentlemen, but those of us in service know we must accept hard truth. Wait! Yeah, hold on! Oh, wait, hold on! Give me a second! Yes, the witness's last statement seems to have revealed a critical inconsistency in her story. However, if we consider the possibility that her statement is in fact the truth, it may shed an entirely new light on this whole case. What are you saying? Counsel? I'm sorry, sir? Whatever do you mean? Counsel, I will not tolerate you attempting to prorogue my justification. Explain yourself at once. When the accused boarded the omnibus on the night in question, the victim was nowhere to be seen. Subsequently, the carriage door was not heard opening a single time, as testified with a witness in the stand. But the victim's body was found inside the carriage. If this petty thief's words are to be believed, how do you explain the victim's miraculous appearance inside the cabin of the omnibus? I don't know. There's only one way to explain.
Down there from the top. Maybe. Possibly. Yeah, he was put there after he died.
There's another entrance. He was put there after he died.
Well, there is another entrance from the top. He could have been thrown down there. It could have been the thud that.
No, because I don't think the window can be opened. The window on the top.
Can't be. If it can't be opened, then there's only one explanation.
He was put there after he died. Obviously, the victim must have been placed in the carriage after he was killed. No. Okay. Tell me, my learned friend, what was the function of that obviously in your last statement? Hmm? Oh, Sir Lord Banzix, the obviously is troubling me also. No, that's really not the point. The point is that the victim must have been moved into the carriage afterwards. And answer me thus, how could a cadaver have been placed inside a moving carriage? Well, obviously, okay, nope, I was wrong. Other vandalized defensively for this alone, yeah. Come on, slam. Fields, baby, because so I don't fuck it up more. But I don't know how far back it was that I saved, so whatever. Okay. Penalty was not lovely enough, judging from these newborn's eyes. So let's go again. But he was to believe and explain Marcus Purds. Okay. So then he had to have been there the whole time. So I'll explain. He was in there already? Another entrance. No, that's alright, no.
No, then I guess he had to have come from the top.
So he had to have gotten it from another way?
I think it was the thud then. If the window can be opened from the top, which they said it couldn't be, but if it can be opened from the top.
Or was it the bottom? Might look at the floor. Is there a way I can open from the bottom, I wonder? Oop. That's blood, isn't it? Nothing wrong. Oh, it's just this blood stain so obvious. That's all. So obvious. And yet Van Zeeks has made no mention of it. I suppose it does seem a little strange. Why do I have such a bad feeling about this? Okay, interesting. It's quite a large skylight, isn't it? Yes, quite large enough to afford a good view of the cabin, and there doesn't appear to be a handle or a catch or any description. Suppose it can't be opened from inside the cabin, at least. Can it be opened from the outside? Wait, it can be! Oh, there's a latch! Okay, so it can be opened from the top. You can certainly see inside the carriage through this opening, that's for sure. Yes, and there's a lamp in the closed cabin, so I'm sure the witness could have been able to see quite clearly. That's not good for us. Oh, there's a latch. Okay, so they can open it from the top. Okay.
I think that's the thud that I heard.
Yeah. Would be him jumping down from the top. There's another entrance. If the door wasn't opened, even once, the only explanation is that the victim entered the enclosed cabin in some other way. I wonder what new fantasy would come with in your blind panic. Behold, the omnibus is here for all to see. Only one side of the enclosed cabin is furnished with the door, the other is only windows. Fixed windows which cannot possibly open in short. There is no entrance to the cabin other than the door. But there could be. There's one possibility you haven't considered. Oh, really? Yes, one other way inside that isn't the door. Another opening, the use of which allowed the victim to appear inside the enclosed cabin. Alright, counsel. Eventual identified location for the court. Is the only person which the incident occurred? Rather, it's the interest by which you presume the window.
Take that!
The answer is obvious. You can only have been the skylight. I saw the skylight.
Objection!
Your ludicrous proposal almost has me lost for words, however. The skylight may well be large enough for someone to pass through.
Objection!
So you claim, but do you have a shred of evidence to support your able-brained theory? Both Mr. McGilded and Miss Lestrade had said the same in their testimonies. They each claimed to have heard a loud thud, such as a noise made by someone falling to the floor. Yes, which has already been explained as the sound of the victim falling from his seat having been assaulted with the dagger. Yes, it has, but when a man slipping from the seat into the floor really have made such a loud noise as the witnesses described, a noise loud enough to cause Miss Lestrade to let out an involuntary cry, in fact? Good gracious. Perhaps, in fact, that was the moment the victim made his entrance into the cabin. No, let me rephrase that. The victim didn't enter the cabin as such. He fell into it.
Objection!
You're now suggesting that the victim fell from the skylight into the cabin. That's simply impossible. How can you be so sure? Because if the victim had fallen inside through the skylight, as you say, the passengers on the roof deck would have seen it happen. And yet, not one person made mention of such events in their testimony. Well, yes, that's true, but... Oh? Might the humble fella make a weird comment here, Mr. McGilded? To be sure now, the two fellas who were sat on the roof that testified before said nothing of the victim falling through the skylight. But it seems to me, my lord, that 'tis not so much a case of them not seeing it, but... 'Tis a case of them being unable to say. What? I think perhaps the two fellas do be having something of a compelling reason not to mention what happened. Would you not agree, fine ladies and gentlemen of the jury? Oh my goodness, surely not. Those two chaps on the roof? Man, the ones who stuck that knife in the man were... Oh, hey guys. Just what exactly are you insinuating here, you blitherer? What the fuck is he doing? He said, you rotto, what are you insinuating? This is a flaming outrage. I've got a good mind to give you a blinker in a minute. I'll give you a shiner in a minute, he said, and so will I. Mr. Fairplay. Effectively accusing me, a city gentleman and well-respected banker, and me, a very angry hatter, suggesting that someone like me could have stabbed that man in the guts. It's a disgrace. It's scandalous. It's wrong. I protest in the strongest possible terms. That's right, I protest too. What about you, you rotten scoundrel? Order. This is not the time, witnesses. Okay. So the banker, we know, does owe money to Mr. McGilded.
Yes, at least one of them has a motive. Definitely.
Yeah. Interesting. Okay. Order! It's not the time, witnesses. I will not permit this wanton invasion of the stand. Turn the after room at once. But this is beyond reason, my lord. It's outrageous. It is very hurtful, you know? My lord, if I may comment. Lord Van Zix. Has the defense cited this outburst from the witnesses? My learned friend has seen fit to abandon all protocol and accuse witnesses without proof. Accuse? I never intended to. It seems, young Neoponese, that your command of the English tongue is wanting. You propose to this court that the victim fell through the skylight from the roof deck of the omnibus. That hypothesis cannot possibly stand without the rooftop passengers being aware of the events. You have branded these gentlemen liars. You have intimated their criminal guilt. In our British courts of law, this is what is termed a baseless accusation. I know I've rushed to put this idea forward without any actual evidence, but you can't just dismiss it without a second thought. What are you wasting time for? Get them to testify. I thought there was something fishy about that hatch from the moment I laid on the eyes on the pillow. You have to see this matter through now, one way or another. If there's filth and rubbish in our midst, we must dispose of it at once. Oh shit. Testify. What's happening, Mr. Naruto? The specters in the public gallery they're in a complete frenzy. Mr. Fairplay and Mr. First. My lord? You will take the stand again and make another formal testimony. And reference the indictment brought by the defense. Yes, my lord. I didn't come here for this. There's no time to think this through. All I can do is keeping pushing forward. So that means, they would have had to kill him and then dropped him down into the cabin, and that's what would have woke up Mr. McGilded.
Yeah,
and the girl. Yeah, the girl would have screamed.
Yes, but the issue is, they would have had to do this without anybody else on the top or any passengers on top of the bus, the carriage, seeing it all, or any bystanders.
Right.
I mean, it's possible. It's just, but it seems
it
like
was at night.
At this point.
It was late at night, and it was very cold out, so there wouldn't be a lot of people outside. Getting the accusation. We were the only two people on that roof deck, dead or alive. I can swear to that. If anything had happened where we were sitting, you think one or the other of us would have noticed? In any case, neither of us know the first thing about the victim. We had no reason to kill the man. Skylight was shut the entire time, I tell you. We couldn't possibly open it. You're so sure the victim fell through the skylight? Where's your proof? The blood on the floor? I must say that on listening to this testimony is somewhat hard to imagine. Either witnesses could have performed any maleficent act in this open-air tub, without others noticing forthwith. That's right, you see. Listen, I tell you. Well, logically, of course, the argument falls down if the two of you were in conclusion with one another. What? According to your investigations by Scotland Yard, two witnesses share no common dealings. Well, I don't trust coppers any more than I trust the stinking rich. Something doesn't feel right here. The trial's going in our favor, really. So why do I feel so uneasy? Counsel for the defense, over to you. Your cross-examination, please. Oh, yes, my lord. Okay. Cross-examinations. Alright. We were the only two people up on that roof deck, dead or alive. I can swear to that. So, at no time did the victim, Mr. Mason, climb up to join you on the roof deck? Absolutely not, Deacon. No question about it, he said. Not at all. Oh, but yes, of course. I've never seen them both. I saw the victim inside the closed cabin talking with this man here.
Is this true, Mr. Gilden?
Yeah, my lord, at the risk of repeating myself, I boarded the omnibus alone and nodded off inside almost immediately.
This is not an outright lie. Without doubt you were engaged in...
Let me stop you there, fellow, and ask, do you have any evidence at all? There's all about evidence in the courts these days, so it is. You do well to remember that.
I saw you with my own eyes.
This is going so well. Anything that happened where we were sitting, don't you think one or the other of us would have noticed? Didn't seem to notice other shit going on. Well, it was on the final run of the omnibus at past 10 o'clock in the evening. It would certainly have been quite dark, perhaps too dark to see clearly.
Is that some kind of a lark?
Some kind of joke, he said. Is that what this is? Or perhaps one or the other of you fell asleep briefly? Are you there, Dickham, sir? Are you serious, sir? That's what he said. It's impossible, I tell you.
I'd give you the keys to the vault if you could fall asleep in that bit of gold. And if you did manage it, your eyelids would freeze shut and you'd never open them again.
That's extreme. It was extreme, I tell you. We had to put up with it because this man had locked the door. Any true gentleman would have unlocked it and let me in when I knocked. I'm terribly sorry about that young fella, but you see, I was away with the fairies and didn't hear at all. That's a lie. I saw you through the glass. You were talking to someone. No, 'twas a cold night, so it was. People do be seeing things that aren't real in the cold. 'Tis hardly surprising. Seeing things.
I believe we have reached an impasse here at this particular point.
You. Don't take it personally now, lad. If I'm a suspect in this case, then it's only fair that you and the other fiend are too. Open and free competition is what a capitalist society is all about. This isn't a competition I should like to be involved in, really. Okay, you can see that. Neither of us know the first thing about the victim. We had no reason to kill the man. So, you had never met Mr. Thrice Fired Mason before?
Oh, no, never. Not once, never.
You never met that man before, you said never. And you, Mr. First, had no prior dealings with the victim either? Right, sir, hatters don't have much to do with brick makers, to be perfectly honest, sir.
Oh, I imagine not. See, how many different ways can I put this? Neither of us have the remotest connection to the gentlemen who were inside the cabin. Oh?
What are you talking? What are you thinking about over there, Mr. McGilda? Yes, counsel, what can I be doing for you? The witness's last statement give you a pause for some thought somehow? The Lolo Motus connection is not right now. I wonder.
What are you insinuating now?
Ah, Mr. Fairplay, this has been too long, so it has. If I'm not very much mistaken, I believe it's fast approaching, is it not? Your repayment debt.
I beg your pardon?
You borrowed 20 guineas from me now. It's an oh my god, brain work. Unconscionable rate of interest. You tricked me. It's extortion. What now? Is that the touch of begrudgery, is it? There's not about a begrudgery that might motivate a fellow to pass his crimes off to one another. And young Mr. First. Please, sir, what do you want from me, sir? You do be making hats for a living, do you not? That top hat's laid about on your head. Is that one of your own creations, is it? Oh, well, I'm still an apprentice, you understand. I'm learning to find the perfect fit for whatever fine gent walks through the door. The perfect fit, is it? Well, 'tis a very distinctive design is so it is. Many customers like it, I tell you. They like a distinctive touch. Customers. Such as Slice Fired Mason? I was gonna say, it doesn't, because he has a hat. That's kind of also stitched up. Kind of like how his is stitched up. Huh. There was a photographic print of the victim submitted as evidence of poor, my lord. Hmm? Oh, why? Yes, you mean? Yeah, stitchy. Can't help thinking that the poor fellow's hat looks distinctly familiar, wouldn't you say? Oh. That's one of my hats. Hey, aye, that it is. So it would seem the brickmaker was a customer of yours. The sort of customer I'd wager you could have had a wee quarrel with over the distinctiveness of the goods. Oh, no, sir. Absolutely not, sir. Well, there's really nothing more to add. It wouldn't be right to say that the two fellas here have the remotest collection, the victim, you see. Well, that's my case. You weasel. He's better at this than I am. Gosh, Mr. Gilden has certainly been thorough in his research, hasn't he? Please don't let me, little interruption, hold up the proceedings. Hat Hunter, for having identified the milliner responsible for the victim's hat. The skylight was shut the entire time, as if you couldn't possibly have opened it.
Hold it!
Are you quite certain about that? That the skylight was shut the entire time? I'm going to loose my block with you in a minute. He's gonna loose his rag with you in a minute, that's what he said. Take a look for yourself, go on. See? It's shut fast now, just like it was on the night. So it is, of course. A fellow the size of Mr. Mason could easily break right through it and still and all. What? Just looking at the size of the thing, you understand. You know, you hold on there to me, sir. The size of the thing means nothing. Not on its own. Let's consider the bigger picture, shall we? Let's stop biting our cane, shall we? I was riding the omnibus on another occasion when, well, I broke wind loudly. I shocked myself with it as happens. This is an unexpected confession, Mr. Ferris. Oh, I just mean to say, well, the point is I tried to open the skylight, you see. But, just my luck, I couldn't make it budge. The stench was terrible. Everyone was looking daggers at me, so I went as red as a rogue, I did. Are you expecting me to sentence you? Oh, no, sir. The point is, the skylight can't be open. I tried it and tried when I was inside the cabin. Yeah, inside the cabin.
But it could be. That's Captain Offense right there, keeping your buddies and your coach like that. That's terrible. How can you do that to people?
Oh no! I would have just jumped out of the carriage. I'd just be like, nope, I'm out. Goodbye.
You could just take your chances getting run over by the carriage.
Yeah, just run me over. Run me over with the horse.
Put me out of the misery.
Yeah, after that kind of embarrassing situation, no, I'm out. In this time time period, yeah, no, absolutely not. It matter too. It's like you work with the public. You can't show your face in the public anymore.
New identity.
Yeah, no.
Excuse me.
Do you have something to say about that, Miss Lestrade? Miss Lestrade. It opens. Yeah, shouldn't she know if she's done this before?
Yeah, if she broke in that way, then yes, she would
Yeah.
exactly know what it is.
Well, I mean, I'm sure it may be not the first time, but she's probably seen it open before, probably.
Yeah.
Like, if it's really hot out, you'd probably want it to be open to let air in. The skylight, that's what you're talking about, right? Oh, excuse me. No? All them skylights open dead easy. More easily than you can load that weapon? That's a lie, I tell you, otherwise when I broke when I... You can't do it from the inside, you mug. Look, a few weeks ago, I was up on the roof deck of one of them drags. And I had a grey hole, I had bursting coming out of me ears. This Lestratus is not the form to be losing logging on the subject of your criminal activities. But anyway, I had a bit of a scare. When I lifted the last bloke's purse, and he got wise to me. All four of them surrounded me, so I couldn't up off the bus and leg it. So what I did was I used the skylight, opened the catch, and jumped right through. What? Yeah, the catch for them skylights is on the top side. That's why you can't open them from the cabin. Skylight opens from the roof deck. Climb up on the roof of the omnibus at once and verify this witness's claims. Yep. Oh, my hat! See? Order! So it appears that the street ghost statement is quite true. I don't believe it. The skylight opens. And from the roof deck. Listen to Hodo. This could be the clue we've been looking for. Well, counsel for the defense, please continue with your cross-examination. Yes, my lord. So, the skylight opens. Perhaps I should investigate for myself. Okay, can I look at that? Where's your proof? Okay, and I look at that. So can I look from the top? So the skylight was fastened shut before, but now the catch has been undone. We should be able to open it. Okay. And then... You can certainly see inside the carriage through this opening, that's for sure. Yes, and there's a lamp in the enclosed cabin. So I'm sure the witnesses could have been able to see quite clearly. That's not good for us. No, that's not what I'm talking about. I didn't see the carriage through the opening, that's for sure. Oh, there's blood! No, not there! No, not out there. Oh my gosh. No, this. Oh my gosh. You idiots. Maybe I have to go inside. Okay, go inside. Yeah, then look up. Yeah. Yes, it does open very wide, doesn't it? Wide enough to kick someone like you. Certainly, Mr. Haruha. Why someone like me? Ah, what is it? Look, just there. Look at this. Yeah, blood. That's, without question, it's blood. Why would there be a blood stain there? Surely, it can't be unrelated to the case, can it? Okay, there we go.
There we go. There's our smoking gun, so to speak.
That's our evidence. That's our evidence.
That exonerates our client, though. It basically says that the origin of the body was from above. It could not have possibly gotten down there, and our buddy, or our client rather, could not have reached up there in order to do that. He's
Right.
Objection.
Both him and the kid are too short.
correct.
Because they said
Yep.
it would be easy for him to be mistaken for the girl, or the girl to be mistaken for him because they're both short stature.
And they're both wearing hats, yes.
Yes. On the night in question, the victim was fatally stabbed in the stomach, and immediately afterwards, the victim's body was pushed through the skylight into the cabin below. Those are the facts, and the irrefutable proof remains clearly visible in the omnibus that stands before us today in this very courtroom. What?
No, they caught us.
That's utter humbug. You can't possibly have any evidence. No, you can't. I mean, I didn't do it. I tell you, it's impossible. Irrefutable proof here in this courtroom. Counsel, my lord, I believe everyone would appreciate a little clarification here. Where exactly within the omnibus is this evidence to which you allude? It is. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I'm going to do that. No, not that way. The wise. No. Can I? Yes, it does open very wide, does it? Okay, enough to kick someone like you through a thing. Okay. Okay, there it is. Okay, it's... Where? There.
There we go. I like how he became British for a second.
Yeah. I'm assuming because that's how they learned English was from Great Britain, so they probably speak English with a British accent. Because that's how they were taught. By Juniper, is that blood? The blood stain proves two things. Firstly, when the incident occurred, the skylight of the omnibus was open. What? And secondly, the victim was already bleeding when he fell through the opening. Oh my. And so it follows that Mr. McGilden, who was inside the enclosed cabin himself at the time, cannot possibly be guilty of this crime. Oh boy. Hold up. What? But the blood could have sprayed up there when the fellow was stabbed inside the cabin. And only found its way to that one particular spot on the skylight. Sure, that would be very convenient. Let's keep it in mind that the skylight catch can only be unfastened from the roof deck. I myself wouldn't have been able to open it now, wouldn't I? But there's no way to know for certain, is there? If the gem really fell through the skylight, I mean. Why don't you have a look at the floor of the cabin between the two seats, Mr. Frost? Big old blood stain on the ground. It's all too plain, if you see. There's the aftermath that shows the poor fellow dropped from the height right there, so it is. What? No. But it can't be. It's all... Please. My fellow jury members, I think we can all agree that this is a clear proof of the defendant's innocence, can we? I believe we can, yes. Sir, it's clear to me now where the filthy rubbish can be found in this courtroom. So they thought they could pull the wool over my eyes, did they? I won't tolerate any of the courageous being soiled with blood. I won't tolerate it. Oh, I always knew that nice gentleman who gave us that delightful park couldn't have done such a thing.
Yeah, okay.
It's not, maybe hire someone to do it, but I don't think he would do it himself, because that would be stupid.
He wouldn't dirty his hands.
Yeah, no, if he has money, if he's wealthy, he can just hire someone to do it. Like,
Yep.
It's not that hard.
No, it isn't.
On three then, everyone. 1, 2.
3.
Objection.
Oh shit! Oh! Ooh. A chilling performance, Mr. McGilvert.
Oh, and what you be referring to there now, Lord Van Zeeks?
A blood stain on the frame of the skylight. Such evidence is null and void.
What? Why?
For one extremely simple reason. That smear of blood never existed. Oh gosh, right. The smoke. It could have been possible to plant evidence.
Oh, really?
That could have been a possibility. Smear of blood never existed. What are you talking about? It's there on the sea, it's clearly blood! I personally attended Scotland Yard investigation of the omnibus. The officers involved went over the carriage with a fine-tooth comb. So I can state with absolute surety, no such smear of blood existed in the carriage. At least, not until this trial began. But, are you suggesting, Lord Van Steeks, that the stain of blood was fabricated, my lord? Yes. And while this court has been in session.
What?
Oh, shit.
Hey, what a palavir. I didn't expect such a crude reasoning from a prosecutor of your standing, Lord Van Zeeks. But I'm Magnus McGilvert, a fellow known all over the capital for his fine contributions to public life. I don't take kindly to slander, not fight it to the bitter end, even if it's rolling off the tongue of the Reaper of the Bailey.
Mr. McGilvert, I realize that this is your first appearance in court as the accused. However, I am very well aware of your involvement behind the scenes in a great many affairs of dubious nature. You're very adept when it comes to avoiding getting your own hands dirty. And each time it happens that a case you're involved in is investigated, you adapt the facts.
Adapt the facts? What does that even mean?
When you wield a fortune the size of Mr. McGilvert's, however ill-gotten it may be, nothing is impossible. Tampering with the evidence, manipulating the scene of the crime, bribing witnesses. I taught your ability to concoct.
Yeah,
Concoct. The most convenient of stories, sir.
Tut, Lord Van Zeeks. This will not do, to be sure. Will it now, counsel?
Huh? Oh, no!
I think it's fair to say this does all sound like a rather far-fetched accuse. Excuse my desperate man, the blood on the scarlet didn't exist, you say? But if you will all cast your minds back, is it not true that the omnibus there has been in the courtroom the entire time? How could anybody possibly put a smear of blood in without the world and his wife seeing? Is that right now, counsel?
The smoke bomb. It's true. The omnibus has been in full view the entire time the court has been in session. My learned friend. Here's to learning your opinion on this matter. In your own words. As you wish. Could someone have tampered with the omnibus during this trial? If you're asking me, I think yes. It could have been possible, absolutely. As a defense lawyer, it's my job to advocate for the defendant as best I can. But still, I feel as though there's something even more important at stake here. There is no evidence to suggest that the defendant did as my learned friend suggests. However, in terms of having the opportunity to carry out the alleged tampering, there is one possibility.
Oh?
Great. Explain yourself, counsel. Yes, there is. Seems my learned Neoponius friend has no intention of running from this deceit. I'm sure everyone still remembers clearly. the recess that we had before we forced to take. As a result of the smoke grenade fired by the witness currently in the stand, Miss Gina Lestrade.
Yeah, she had a gold boy afterwards. Weird,
Yeah.
huh?
What is going on? You have a Mr. Naruto, cover your face. Don't let the accused escape. Throw the omnibus. We're going to emergency recess. Get up and show the defendant is in custody and clear the courtroom. The courtroom was filled with smoke, and everyone was thrown into confusion. All of us were made to leave this chamber. In that brief interval, under the veil of smoke and all the chaos, it could have been possible to steal inside the omnibus. Are you wise? Without a time to bully, you rotten feckless gouger. Feckless? Yeah. You're supposed to be defending me. Tis a wicked plot. Tis a plot to undermine me, so it is. Whatever you think this... What?
Maybe. And this is a shot in the dark.
Right.
The reason no lawyer is willing to defend him is because he's guilty.
Right. Whatever you think it is. Yeah, it's just like, but... I don't know. There's a lot of things. I'm just like, is he guilty or is he not? Because we kind of need him to not be guilty for us to continue, you know, staying in Great Britain, but I don't know.
Lawyering, yes.
Yeah, I don't know. Whatever you think this is, it changes nothing. The facts are the same. After this courtroom was evacuated earlier as a result of the smoke grenade, a number of inconsistencies materialized in relation to the omnibus. Inconsistencies such as... Yeah, the stuff. So put the storage compartment underneath the rear passenger seat.
Yeah.
Right.
That's changed.
Yeah, there was stuff in there. When the police investigated the omnibus's compartment was full of the driver's items. Secondly, we have the smear of blood on the edge of the skylight. As I've said, that was not present at the start of the trial this morning. Fortunately, Lord Van Zieks, no one is able to corroborate your claims. That's true. When the omnibus was first wheeled out, both the storage compartment and the skylight were shut. Accordingly, I'm afraid to say we cannot establish with any certainty if this evidence is the result of tampering or not. Indeed, my lord, no doubt there was not a single person who saw fit to verify such things. What do you think? Sorry? About the omnibus. Is there anything else unusual about the omnibus? Is there anything else? Anything else about the omnibus?
I don't know, honestly. I don't see anything other than the bloodstains in the thing under the seat. I haven't noticed anything off about it.
I mean, besides, well, no, maybe the blood on the floor? Because, okay. I don't know. Maybe, Can I take a look at the omnibus again? Open the door. I'm gonna look at the blood on the floor again. That's blood, isn't it? Something wrong. Oh, just, well, the blood stain is so obvious, that's all. And yet, Van Ziek made no mention of it. Suppose that does seem a little strange. What else is about to be? Yeah, I think it's this. I think it's the blood on the floor. So I don't know if it was there before, but I don't know. I don't remember.
My lord. Yes, counsel. There is one further inconsistency. A mark that surely could not have been present at the start of the trial. What? What in the devil's name are you going to say now? If you dare to betray me, you little maggot, you'd better start watching your back. Silence, Mr. McGildet. Court awaits the defense's clarification.
I wanted to do this to piss him off. It's kind of funny seeing
It is. It is. This trial keeps swinging one way and the other. I have no idea what's the truth and what's deception. What am I supposed to believe here? I shall have to ask you to elaborate, counsel. Exactly as the large mark that you claimed appeared at some point during the trial. The floor. On the floor. Yes. That's blood. Okay, yeah, blah, 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 blah. I didn't mean to do that. Yeah, because Zeke has made no mention of it. If you consider that the victim fell through the skylight onto the floor in the cabin, you would certainly expect to find signs of blood where he landed. But as far as I recall, this blood stain on the cabin floor was not there when the omnibus was first brought into the courtroom. Good lord! Yes, I do believe you're correct, counsel. Well said. Although, as advocate for the defense, one might say that was a very careless slip of the tongue. I believe that blood stain on the floor is a deceptive piece of evidence. Decisive piece of evidence?
He
Yeah.
didn't say deceptive, he said decisive.
Yeah.
Also,
But if
is that a Freudian slip?
Yeah. But if the question is whether that evidence is genuine, or whether it was unlawfully fabricated by someone, I feel compelled to admit that there is at least a possibility that the evidence is fake. This trial is over. Mr. McGildet, I've done everything I possibly can to cooperate with the court, but it's all over now. But you're the defendant. It's over, I tell ye. Never recollection. People think they saw. It's all nonsense. Facts are what counts, and the fact is that bloodstain is there now. Well? And over the course of this desperate trial, long and extremely drawn out as it has been, that good for nothing Reaper at the Bailey has failed to present any decisive evidence at all. Ooh. I'm scandalous, so I am. I thought better of Lord Van Zeek's. Well, my lord. I must concur with the defendant. The affirmed recollections of an individual cannot stand as evidence. At this moment in time, the particular bloodstain in question is very much in existence, and in the absence of any credible method by which to prove its alleged proven non-existence, I regret to say that it would be improper for this trial to continue. Your lordship can't be serious. Lord Van Zeek, what is your position? The prosecution, my lord, has no further witnesses or evidence to present. Very well. In that case, I believe we have explored every possible avenue in this matter. I shall proceed to my justification. As a formality, I am of course obliged to confirm with the defense first. What formality? As things stand at the moment, it would seem that Mr. McGildet would be found not guilty. Yes. Which would mean we've won. Is that really the right outcome here? Is it really alright for the trial to come to an end now? With all these unexplained inconsistencies? Counsel for the defense, your closing statement, please. Yes, my lord. The defense believes... he could be guilty. He could be.
It's like, what? 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 You're the defendant. What?
The defendant is innocent because my job depends on it. And so,
No, he could be guilty. I'm here in this courtroom today to advocate for the defense of my client, Mr. McGilden. However, at this moment in time, I cannot in all good conscience attest fully to the defendant's innocence. What are you saying, man? Without any question, there is no conclusive evidence to prove that the defendant is guilty. However, there is also no conclusive evidence to prove that he is innocent. God gracious me.
you know, we're gonna become an attorney, and we're gonna be disbarred the same day.
Right. Oh my gosh. Order. This is unprecedented behavior, counsel. The defense lawyer. Calling the accused innocence into question? Goodness. Are you out of your mind?
Yes.
It was a grand decision to appoint you as my lawyer. So it was a grand decision.
What?
I must say, I didn't expect quite such an exciting spectacle at the end there, but still, here, have this for your troubles. What do you...
That's the gold coin you bribe what's your face with.
Oh,
It's the same coin.
this has to be evidence. This has to be some kind of evidence. Okay, I'm not sure if this is the coin that he necessarily... Oh no, let's see.
Good job you have done, fella. And soon, some fine work you have done, so you have.
What do you mean?
Tis just as right as the right honorable gentleman so succinctly I put it before. But I can't go any more. And your closing statement there was, how did he put it now? Nothing more than a formality.
Yep, reasonable doubt.
Yep.
I really don't know what to make of all this. Was evidence we've seen genuine, or was it fake?
His lordship would be fuming. Any unsightly rubbish should be disposed of promptly, as I said.
The stinking rich are always guilty of something, you mark my words.
I feel terribly ashamed, but I will tell the loving man who gave us the lovely park.
Now that proceedings have unfolded in this way, I am compelled to declare a premature end to this trial. Furthermore, court must accept the defendant's plea.
I thank you kindly, my lord.
Hereby, pronounce the verdict of this court. Yeah, objection, hold on. But we still haven't determined if the blood stain in the omnibus is genuine or not.
We don't know if these witnesses are telling the truth or a pack of lies.
You have no idea about the truth. Lord Van Zeeks, my lord, the case made by the prosecution was flawed, plain and simple. If indeed the omnibus presented as evidence was tampered with, the prosecution is at fault for allowing such a disgraceful preservation of justice to take place. That's true. My sincerest apologies, my lord. But wait! When we were evacuated from the courtroom, Lord Van Zeeks ordered the evidence be secured. I'm afraid the prosecution cannot shun responsibility in this matter. That's so unfair! The culpability of the defendant was not at the present time been established by this court. Consequently, the jury will not be required to proffer judgment. What?
Well, Lord Van Zeeks, it's been a pleasure, so it has. And as for you, my dear fella, I couldn't have asked for a better defense.
You mean to tell me this has all been a grand waste of time?
Just the law of the land, my good man. If you'd like to pursue this matter further, you can always go ahead and try to change the law. Magnus McGill. Good grief, you have more to say to me, have you? Just one thing. A warning. This is far from over. Ooh. Well, something to be looking forward to then. Wait, hold on. Can we look at the coin, please? I don't think it's in the record. No, it's not. I want to look at the coin. Please. Now, Mr. Magnus McGilded. Oh, it's guilty. Wait, no! Objection!
Yeah, objection. Find our client guilty. Find our client guilty, please.
Objection! Wait, objection! I can't believe it. This is an outrage. They should have examined the evidence at this point. What are you talking about? The man's been cleared. He's innocent. With the courtroom in pandemonium for the second time that day, the judge delivered his verdict, and my first ever trial in Great Britain came to an abrupt end, with the defendant being found not guilty. Ostensibly a victory for us.
Yes, ostensibly, which means on the surface, or
yeah.
what it looks like. But yeah.
Look at the court. 18 February, 5:14 p.m. The Old Bailey. Defendant's that certainly was a long trial. Yes, it was. Your first ever trial on foreign soil, and your first victory. It was a wonderful performance. My heartfelt congratulations. And to you, Mrs. Otto, thank you for your assistance. I suppose we should be happy. Trouble is, we're still completely in the dark about what actually happened. Well, we didn't have enough time. But isn't it wrong? I mean, who was actually responsible for Mr. Mason's death? We don't even know that. The sole aim of the defense is to obtain a verdict that exonerates the defendant. You carried out your duty to perfection. That you did. Shut up, leprechaun man. Mr. McGill did. Ah, and that girl is with him too. Well, it seems the stories are true. Oh, what stories? About the 6 enormous fireworks they be letting off when there's a verdict of not guilty. I'm sure you must have seen them now. Spectacular, wouldn't you say? Yes, definitely. I'd heard it was a sight to behold, and to be sure it was. And I would to think. I suppose I had an opportunity to see it. Oh, I don't know about that. I'm sure I really did anything. What another you saying, fella? How did I walk out of there a madman? I don't think it was so much thanks to me as down to your planning. You're a straight-talking fella, aren't you? I must say, you had me astray in the head there once or twice. But you're young and headstrong. That's water under the bridge. Congratulations, Mr. McGilden, on having your name cleared. But nothing's resolved. There's only one thing that matters to me. Oh? Aye. You've all seen that I didn't do that odious
and abstinent deed.
Indeed. 'Tis grand, is it not? I suppose it is. Now the fine fellows of Scotland Yard can take matters in hand and sort out any weird details. They'll see it all for what it is. They will get the truth. I have absolute faith in them, so I have, after all. I do be frightened a good number of their wages with all the taxes I pay. It's not that funny. So then, I agreed for aforehand 1,000 guineas for your troubles, fella. Oh, no, I can possibly accept that much. I bewitched you are humble people early from the east. Well, if you insist. But of this is still in all is of Lord.
Mr. Magnus McGonagall. Oh? Everything is ready, sir. If you'd like to follow me to the courtroom. Into the courtroom? What's this, officer? There's no one that I led to believe. Oh, it's not an inconvenience, sir. There were some changes to the schedule. What? Well, I must be making tracks now. Just avoid the inspection. Sorry? What inspection? We're going to be examining the omnibus again, so I'm told. I asked if I could be present for it myself. They're going to examine it again? Huh? I'm under no obligation to take part in any more of this matter now, but as an upstanding member of London society, I do be doing my best to help where I can. As a gentleman duty, so it is. So then, fare thee well. It was an absolute pleasure meeting yours. Hope you have a whale of a time while you're studying here in Great Britain. Wait, can we look at the omnibus too? There he goes. A free man. Oh. Oh, I forgot she was here too. Oh. Oh my god, are we gonna get attacked by another woman? Don't move. Whereas I wanted to say, get a move on, she really does take forever to load that thing. Miss Lestrade, would you mind putting that thing down? You're a grown-up. Sorry? And I am grown-ups. Ah, there you are. Oh! I've seen this girl and stuff. She's so cute. I love her. Why are you running off like that? Is this some kind of picnic? Who's this little girl now? I'm taking that with you as well. I was looking forward to the trial run of my experimental smoke grenade launcher. Oh, do you want to play? You won't beat me. Excuse me, but who are you? Oh, good day to you. I'm the inventor, I suppose, of that machine. The inventor? Well, normal smoke grenades are so dull, wouldn't you agree? Wait, and more wait. If you have to be shrouded in smoke, it could be at least a pretty cover, I thought to myself. Do we have to be shrouded in smoke, though, at all? I just took my eyes off it for a moment while I was changing into a different omnibus, and she pinched it. Luckily, I fitted it with a telegraphic beacon. What's it? What? I have no idea what this girl's talking about. Anyway, you're coming with me now. Back to my laboratory. What for? Apologize, of course, silly. To my technician. What you mean? You mean say sorry? You must say sorry when you've done something wrong. Surely an adult has told you that before. An adult? I don't listen to no adults. Come along then, follow me. Fine, have it your way. Oh good, you see, I knew you wanted to do the right thing in the end. I'm barely sure that what she wants is to not get shot by that massive gun of yours. We'll be leaving now. Bye-bye. I'm so sorry for all the fuss. She was a lively one.
Lively, you see?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What? Oh, do you think perhaps we ought to be on our way now, too? Yes, you're right, but where to? Oh, we haven't had time to find a place to stay. No sooner had we arrived in London than we had to rush here. All our traveling cases are still with the bailiff. I was originally planning to spend today in search of for lodgings. But at this late hour in the day, I'm afraid we maybe have luck. Don't worry, though. I have a plan. If the worst comes to worst, I've heard of a lovely park where we could spend the night. Oh, man! Have you? Please tell me you're not thinking I'm the Gilded Park. I know it may be a little chilly at this time of year, but our youthfulness will see us through. I'm not so sure about that. I think a midwinter London night will freeze a young person solid just as easily as an elderly one. Oh dear, that doesn't sound agreeable. Now I'm starting to regret turning Mr. McGilda down. That 1,000 guineas would have paid for a lovely warm room or mansion. Yeah, that was kind of dumb. And so, the trial to determine my worthiness for the study tour was over by the end of our first day in London.
However, as we were soon to learn, there were more trying times ahead, just as the Reaper of the Bailey had warned. The case was far from over. Oh boy.
Hey, did he not pay us? If he didn't pay us,
Ooh,
no,
cutscene.
we should represent him again, but we should do a worse job this time.
Oh! Oh shit!
How did this happen? I don't know, sir. By the time
Oh,
I got here, it was all
Mr. McGilded.
No one was supposed to be allowed in here before we started investigating.
Mr. What?
Oh, good God.
Oh my god!
There's someone in there.
Is it Mr. McGilded?
I sound so disappointed. I'm sorry, excited.
I'm just like, what is happening? Man. The Realm of the Reaper. End of that chapter. See your good progress?
wait.
Yeah, I guess so.
Was it him?
I don't know, we don't know. But somebody was in the omnibus while it was being on fire. Let's see. The Adventure of the Clouded Kokoro. Kokoro? That sounds familiar.
Kokoro, I think is hard, but I'm not sure.
I don't remember. Clouded Kokoro.
Yeah, I think Kokoro is hard.
Yeah. I guess we can start this episode a bit. Episode 4, The Adventure of the Clouded Kokoro.
I begin to think, Wilson, said Sholmes,
Yes.
turning his head languidly in my direction, that there is more to this case than that which we have observed. Indeed, that there may be another part to this story that we are yet to discover.
Yeah.
His eyes wandered, following the steam rising from his cup of herbal tea, leading him
Oh.
to the distant memory of that snowy evening.
Oh.
To the young lady collapsed on the pavement along Briar Road, and to the knife in her
Oh.
back. Lit in the soft glow of gas lamps, a most extraordinary scene had been set. And under the cover of a light fog, the curtain had risen silently on the insoluble mystery of our invisible killer.
Well, is this supposed to be Jack the Ripper?
The juror? Question mark?
It feels very Jack the Ripper-y.
It does.
19th February, 9:47 a.m. British Supreme Court, Lord Chief Justice's office. Did you sleep last night, Mr. Naruhodo? No, not at all. It was an enormous hotel, wasn't it? The rooms were so luxurious. I felt like we were staying in a palace. And with all the gas lights twinkling, it was brighter than day, even in the middle of the night. What about the enormous beds? After my time at the SS Buria, I wasn't going to waste a single inch of that space. I spent the entire night rolling from one side to the mattress to the other. Oh yes, it really was the sort of night you can only dream of normally. Except when I learned that we owed £3 for the room, that dream quickly turned into a nightmare. Oops, sorry about that. The building was so impressive, and the entrance so inviting, I just wandered in without thinking. In a lodging house in Japan, that sum of money would put a roof over your head for a whole year. I did try, but Pretty couldn't help my tears when we were presented with the bell. Ugh, I really am sorry. Well, never mind. We must find some more affordable lodging straight away, though. If we're not careful, our entire stipend will be used up in 10 days or less. Ugh, London's a scary place. Good morning to you at this early hour. Yeah, this guy. Oh, yes, well... Good morning to you, Lord Chief Justice. We have come to report on the outcome of the trial at the Old Bailey yesterday. Cesados was amazing. She doesn't bat an eyelid, even in the presence of this imposing Lord Strongheart. Yes, I believe you had a very comprehensive initiation into British courtroom practices. Oh, yes, it was very eye-opening, thank you. And in accordance with your instructions, Lord Strongheart, Mr. Naruhodo performs duty to the end. Yes, I've already been apprised of events. You conducted a remarkable defense. You may consider the test passed. Oh! No longer are you a student from the Empire of Japan. You may henceforth claim to be a fully fledged lawyer. My country... Yeah, super easy. My country is delighted to welcome young talent from such a remote eastern island. Thank you very much. So, I'm a lawyer now? Now, if you're a new appointment, I have a fresh case in mind for you. I'd like you to take it on at once. I trust that won't be a problem. Another case? Already? Nothing trains a lawyer better than practical experience. I'm sure. I don't sense dissatisfaction, do I? It's just that yesterday's trial ended unusually. I haven't quite come to terms with it. What's to come to terms with? The man was cleared. What more were you hoping for?
Justice? Because that wasn't justice.
Yeah, somebody to be at fault for the death of Mr. Mason. We didn't find out. The capacity of the court is not at the present time been established by this court. Consequently, the jury will not be required to prefer judgment. Well, Lords and Zix, it's been a pleasure, so it has. And as for you, my dear fella, I couldn't have asked for a better defense. Wow. I just can't help wondering if Mr. McGill really was innocent. Mr. Naruhodo, it's just that I never managed to discern the truth, and then the trial ended. Well, you needn't let it trouble you for a second longer. Sorry? What do you mean, Lord Strongheart? Magnus McGill had passed away immediately following trial. Oh, he was the one who died in there. Holy shit.
Oh no. Oh no.
No, it's terrible, but like, holy shit still.
The guy who definitely didn't kill the dude was found innocent because of his fuckery and stuff in the trial. Oh no. I'm so sad. Anyways.
Yeah, still, it's so weird. Super weird. No. What? Mr. McGilded is dead? What? I have the 19 minutes and 41 seconds until my next engagement. Time enough to talk. Mr. McGilded's death? I don't understand. What happened? How can he be dead? As the trial concluded yesterday, there was a great commotion in the Old Bailey. As you'll presumably recall, an omnibus had been wheeled into the courtroom. Yes, of course, that was the scene of the crime which Mr. McGill had been accused of. Precisely. Well, while in the bailiff's attention was diverted by some other matter, the omnibus went up in flames. No. How could such a thing have happened? That is being investigated as we speak. But already... The police have identified a corpse found inside the charred shell of the carriage as that of Mr. McGilded. That's awful! The man must have slipped inside or else the bailiff's attention was elsewhere. That means somebody killed him. That means there's somebody else who murdered him. Was it the vampire prosecutor? Because he was saying like he...
Not
like,
over. Not over, McGilded.
Yeah, there's some mystery going on. The bailiff really needs to pay more attention. And how could that have happened? That is also being investigated as we speak. Thinking back now, immediately after the trial, Mr. Magoda did mention going back to the courtroom to look at the omnibus. Yeah, which is super fucking weird. Why would they let him do that? Well, they must be making trucks now. It doesn't make any sense. Why would they allow him go back in? He's not a detective. He's not a police officer. He was a suspect in the not only for the murder that happened there, but also tampering with the evidence. Like, why would they let him go back in there with the evidence? It doesn't make any sense.
Good question.
Sorry, what inspection? They're going to examine the omnibus again, so I'm told. I asked if I could be present for it myself. Inspector of the omnibus? Inspection of the omnibus? That's my knowledge. I don't believe Scotland Yard had any intention of re-examining the carriage. But then who was Mr. McGill talking about? Never mind that now. The yard is making a thorough investigation. This matter is no longer any concern of yours. Leave it to the police. I think Mr. Strongheart is, has something to maybe do with it. Because he's really trying to push it under the rug a bit.
You think?
Like, he was our, we were defending him. That was our it was our client. And you're just like, this is no longer any concern of yours, leave it to the police? Like, it feels like maybe we should be, concerned about this. Yeah.
I mean, there is the whole archetypal thing in fiction of the judge, and the judge is, he will judge you for your crimes, and if the legal system fails, he will do the ultimate judging. Basically, he will be extra legal if necessary.
Yeah.
Maybe that's where this is going.
I feel like it is.
I still think it was Stabby McStabberton, the juror dude.
Maybe.
He saw what happened, and he's like, I'm gonna kill that guy. I still think it's connected.
I don't know. I feel like, because Mr. McGilden mentioned that he pays a lot in taxes that help pay the police and stuff, which just everything that happened with the failure to protect the omnibus after the smoke thing happened. And it's just like, did Mr. McGilda get killed to cover up any possible police corruption?
Possibly. I don't think the corruption was the police, though. I think the corruption was the girl he bribed.
I don't know. Well, I think that too. I think he bribed the one girl, but like, the fact that they were able to do that is the question. Like, how were they really, like, they were, like, the bailiffs and stuff were supposed to keep the omnibus safe. Like, they're supposed to, make sure nobody messes with it. So then, by not only putting him into the omnibus and setting it on fire, it gets rid of the scene of the crime of this whole thing, and also any guy that could have any sort of knowledge of corruption internally with the police and stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I still think what happened though is Gilden's like acting like a madman, and he's like, I stole all of you. And I think we got mad at it. Could have been the stabby dude. It could have been this guy.
I don't think it's the stabby dude. It doesn't make any sense for the juror. Like,
He hates people.
He hates rich people.
And he hates the police too. He doesn't trust them,
Yeah.
he says.
But
So
then
maybe
why
he
would
wanted to do
they
some
let the
blood
jurors back in?
You mean why would he let the jurors back? What do you mean?
Yeah, to the investigation again of the... Because they were part of the case of involving Mr. McGilded. So they wouldn't be involved in then the reinvestigation and everything of the carriage. They would get other jurors. Right?
For a reinvestigation? If there is a reinvestigation...
It wouldn't be of the same... It wouldn't be against McGilded. It would be reinvestigating it to then find a new suspect. Which then that new suspect would then need to be put on trial. Which they would get other jurors.
Yeah.
But the fact that they even told Mr. McGilded that they were doing an investigation again of the carriage, which apparently wasn't even true. Which the person who led him into the room was a bailiff. That's why I'm saying it's an internal police judicial thing going on.
Yeah. You know what? I think that that's a very good case for her.
And he's really just like, don't worry about it. Not your problem. Get onto this other case.
Yeah, let's go do something else. Don't think about the other guy.
Yeah, not a problem of yours. Leave it to the police who didn't mess up, like protecting the evidence and stuff beforehand. So, you know. Anyway, poor Mr. McGilded. Yeah, still, like, I get. Yeah, he probably stabbed that dude, but like, being set on fire is not exactly pleasant. Like, that's probably far worse than bleeding out. First part. So, how do you find your first taste of our country's Supreme Court? Oh, well, I mean, it was... Miss Naruhodo means that the whole experience was steeped in the solemnity of Great Britain's long history. She's very, very good at this. It's really a world apart from our own judicial system in Japan, which is only a few short decades old. Wow, Susato-san has a way with words. And you seem to have a way of failing to find the right ones. Thanks. Sorry, I've been eating something. I'm like, I'm hungry. The judicial system here is the most advanced in the world. Learn all you can. See, the fact that he's so confident and stuff, I'm like, they're hiding shit. They have to be hiding shit.
Yeah, he could be a bad guy. When we first saw him, we thought he was a bad guy.
Yeah, it's pretty obvious he's a bad guy. Like,
very imposing too.
Yeah.
Isn't the second case that we got in the first game was the police chief, and he turned out to be the bad
Yeah.
guy?
Yeah. I think that was the second game.
I gave it the first one of the two.
No, it was the second game.
Okay,
Because the first game was Von Karma. Was the final boss, right? He was the prosecutor. And then the second game was the
police chief in the room with the robot with like the camera or whatever it was.
Yeah.
Around the room.
And then the last game was... I was just thinking about it and now it's gone. Had to do with the girl. Didn't it?
Hmm?
The one girl that Phoenix had dated in college.
Oh, yeah, I can't... Yeah, she's the one who keeps getting away in all the games.
Right. Well, she was found guilty of killing her ex-boyfriend when she tried to pin the blame on us.
Yeah.
But then, so had been put to death, so she was dead. But then she tried to come back to use her sister or whatever to, or I don't remember, whatever. Blah, 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 I don't remember exactly. The most advanced in the world, is it? Yeah. Ruinosuke's like, sure it is. It was fortunate. A traverse trial was a simple affair. Simple affair? Hmm?
You want me?
What? Simple? That was simple? As I believe I mentioned yesterday morning, it was a trial you couldn't lose. I don't mean to be contrary, Lord Strongheart, but the case was anything but simple. The circumstances of the case were so incriminating. I was stunned when I first heard them. In fact, I'm still finding it hard to believe that we managed to get a favorable verdict. Is something funny?
Yes. No. This makes sense.
Yeah.
This makes sense. We somehow miraculously got McGilded to be acquitted, right?
Right.
We acquitted him. Strongheart knew that McGilded was guilty. Either one of two scenarios. Either McGilded was known to be guilty, so nobody wanted to defend him, or Strongheart appointed an amateur, non-lawyer dude, his first ever case to McGilded, so McGilded would finally be found guilty because of all those fuckeries he'd been pulling with the legal system before. Because apparently he was, quote-unquote, planning. So he was astounded by us because we acquitted him, so he took matters into his own hands, possibly. I think there's a very extremely good circumstantial case that Strongheart did it so far. Or rather,
I think so.
He have motive, means, opportunity, and he intentionally sabotaged McGilded by sending us to be his lawyer. He intentionally sabotaged McGilded in hopes that McGilded would become convicted.
Right.
That's what his plan was. And we are this miracle upstart in addition to, McGilled's, shenanigans. But yeah, no, that was the plan all along and we foiled it.
Yeah.
So he did what he did.
Yeah.
No, it makes sense. It makes perfect sense. We were meant to fail.
Yeah. I wonder if Mr. McGilded was targeted in the very beginning to be killed. Like, the whole entire case happened because they wanted him dead. You get what I mean?
Yeah.
Getting the Hatter and the banker to work together to kill Mr. Mason for whatever reason, whatever. To then blame the death of Mr. Mason on Mr. McGilded, so that Mr. McGilded would be found guilty, and then be sentenced to death to hide whatever secrets Mr. McGilded might have had.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Alright, let's see what's going on. No, my apologies. However, the fact is that you did receive the not guilty verdict you set out to achieve. And that can only be attributed to exceptional talent, would you agree? Well, I don't know about that. Well, never mind. You exceed my expectations, I freely admit. That much at least is an undeniable truth. Which is precisely why I prepared the news case for you that I mentioned before. What's going on? What was he going to say before? Could you perhaps give us some more details about the new case you mentioned? Don't tell me. It's a murder, and the trial starts in 10 minutes. Don't worry, it's nothing so alarming or quite so urgent as your last... yeah, sure. In fact, this case is completely different. Oh, I see. Did he just read my mind? I think everybody can just read my mind, apparently.
Hey, he's psychic.
Well, Susanoo did too. She was reading my mind too, because we said in our heads, "Wow, Susanoo has such a way with words," and she's like, "I think you failed with whatever she said."
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah. As to say,
you know,
as yet,
it'd be hilarious if he's actually, he's joking, right? But it would be hilariously ironic if he's right. He is psychic, and that's how he knows to pass judgment on criminals, is because he can see into their mind and he knows that they're guilty.
maybe?
Hilarious.
Interesting. Huh. No one has died as yet. And the trial will not be today, and there is plenty of time to research the case thoroughly.
Did he just respond to both of our things that we were thinking?
23 hours, 43 minutes, and 19 seconds to be precise. So the trial's tomorrow then. Is everything alright? Oh, yes, I'm just a little confused, that's all. Yesterday's trial was... Well, it's left me wondering if I'm really cut out for being a lawyer. Oh, Mr. Naruhodo, I don't know if I could face standing in that courtroom again after Mr. McGilded's trial. Yes, I nearly forgot. There's one similarity with yesterday's case. Once again, there's currently no one to advocate for the defense. Oh. If the situation remains unchanged, the trial will start tomorrow with the defendant unrepresented. And if that happens, I need not remind you of the inevitable outcome. The most terrible end awaits the defendant. Yes, that's right. Ugh, here we go again. Your time is up. You will have to excuse me. I would advise you to begin making preparation for tomorrow's trial. After all, the clock is ever ticking. There is now but 23 hours, 26 minutes, and 39 seconds until the court sits. Last time you mentioned the 23 hours, he said there was plenty of time. And one more thing, Mr. Naruhodo. There's something I would like to ask you. Oh, what's that? Yesterday, you remarked upon something. That you intend to see through the will of your late compatriot, Mr. Asogi. I would be interested to hear exactly what you meant by that. Inside 34 seconds. Oh, well, Kazuma always used to say, you see, that he wanted to learn how the greatest justice system in the world works so he could change ours in Japan. Now that he's gone, I'd like to work towards that myself, and there's another thing. Oh. Another thing, continue. On the way here, on the steamship, he said something to me. There's something very important that I have to do. Something very important. And what exactly would that be? He never had the chance to tell me. I suppose he would have if he ever made it to Great Britain. We're out of time. Well, thank you for an enlightening discussion. Mr. Naruhodo, what's all this about? Mr. Asogi never once mentioned anything of the sort to me. I urge you both to focus your attention on the matter at hand. I've taken the liberty of summoning the police inspector in charge of the case. Oh, he's got some chips. He's got some potato chips.
It's where? Oh,
in his hand. In his hand.
Yeah.
He'll be able to apprise you of the details. How long has he been there? I have no idea. So I wish you the best of luck and bid you farewell. There's something very important that I have to do. Kazuma-sama, what did you mean? I wish I knew, but honestly, he never told me. Anyway, we had better talk to the detective, don't you think? Yes, you're right. I'm just imagining, but I wouldn't say he looks pleased to see us at all. Yeah, yesterday the entire setting for a murder just went up in flames. And the accused was murdered in it. I don't think he'd be in a good mood.
Yeah, he probably got a tongue lashing from his boss. It's probably a vampire dude.
Look at this guy. Shake. No. No. Shake. This is amusing to me. Can we trouble you?
Bottomless pips. Confirmed.
What do you think? Lovely weather, isn't it? What's the weather got to do with anything? Let's none of you young Japanese upstart. Some flippery about the weather doesn't even get every English gent eaten out of your hand, you know? But Susato told me that it was foolproof. Is he eating like a bird? This guy's funny. I like
He is
him.
actually a bird. I can't unsee that.
He's like a pigeon!
He can't like move his thing up to his face. Okay. Right, buddy.
He's like a pigeon.
He really is.
I'm a busy man, very busy man. There's a crime scene to investigate, but I'm here having to give the likes of you a talking to. Oh, I'm ever so sorry. Can you mention what the other officers there will be saying? Have you seen Grayson somewhere, have you? No, he's too busy with the bigwigs these days. All because of some pumpkin who's here on a jaunt from a country I've never even heard of. Hear that ripping sound? That's my reputation at the yard going to Tanis. There's no need to rip us apart as well. I don't believe we've been introduced. This is Mr. Ryunosuke Naruhodo, a defense lawyer. It's a pleasure to make your acquaintance. I'm Mr. Naruhodo's judicial assistant, Sue. It's lovely weather we're having today, isn't it? Oh, he has a soft spot for girls.
Interesting.
So it's foolproof if you're a girl. That's what we're learning. It is unseasonably fine, I would grant you. London winters don't see a lot of sunshine. Unbelievable! How did you pull that off? So, Lord Shoggoth has asked me to fill you in on the case. Name's Tobias Grayson. Inspector Grayson. Gregson? Tobias Gregson.
Yeah, this guy.
Tobias Gregson. I'm trying to figure out if there's a pun. Inspector Gregson. Gregson.
Bias Gregson.
Well, too biased makes me think of like he's biased. Gregson? I don't know. Bias. Greg. Oh! Oh, this is actually based off a real person. Well, not necessarily a real person, but like he in the Sherlock Holmes novels. This was an inspector.
Oh, okay. I mean, what's his face is gonna be back?
Probably.
Sean's gonna come back.
He probably is. But yeah. Oh man, that's interesting. Okay. Oh. I should have just went to the next thing, because now she's gonna mention that that his name was mentioned in the Sherlock Holmes stuff. Isn't she? Gregson? Inspector Gregson? What's the matter with Susato-san?
Does this detective's name mean something to her? Inspector Gregson. Inspector, are you perhaps... the Inspector Gregson? No. You're acting like you know this man, Mrs. Sato, but he's a London detective. Oh, I do know him very well, in fact. Very well. Yes, he features prominently in the adventures of Sherlock Holmes. Oh, in that publication. What's it called again? Brandon's magazine? That's right. Inspector Gregson and Mr. Sholmes enjoy a wonderful friendly rivalry. Really? You rival the great Mr. Sholmes? That's incredible. Oh, well, I don't know about that. Mr. Sholmes isn't a professional like myself, of course, but he does come up with the goods from time to time. Mr. Sholmes is equally complimentary about you. Inspector, isn't he? You've earned his highest praises. Gregson is the pick of a bad lot of the Scotland Yarders. Those were his own words. That's his highest praise. Well, Mr. Sholmes isn't particularly known for giving compliments, you see. And that he is not. And thanks to that magazine, my name's known all over London town now. That's great, isn't it? But I have to admit, just that to start with, I was a little, well, flattered by all the attention. Everyone wanted to shake my hand, and my reputation at the yard went through the roof. Well, that's wonderful. No, it's not. There's nothing more sinister than the man on the street. People are looking at me now. Or whispering rumors about me under the breath, I'm sure. Rumors? Are you quite sure? He's changed since he started appearing in those stories. Fame's gone to his head, stuff like that. Gosh, do you really think people are saying such mean-spirited things about you? Like I said, they whisper, so I can't catch exactly what they're saying, but I know what folks are like. I'm sure that's what they're saying, as sure as eggs is eggs.
So he doesn't actually know what they're saying, he just assumes it or he's paranoid.
Yeah. I get the feeling this detective could be very hard work. Oh dear, perhaps a sudden rise to fame does change people. So, about the case the Lord Chief Justice mentioned before? None to tell, really. As far as we're concerned at the yard, it couldn't be simpler. Oh dear, that probably means... As far as we're concerned as lawyers, it couldn't be more complicated. No, sure we're wrong about that, but I have a nasty feeling you're right. A young woman was walking along the pavement on Borough Road when she was stabbed from behind. Fortunately, it wasn't fatal, but she's still laid up in the hospital unconscious. That's despicable. What sort of coward would attack the poor woman from behind? I suppose you would have finished whoever it was off with a Zeta takedown, would you? That is neither here nor there, Mr. Naruhodo. Brace yourself, Runosuke. You've been your now. Anyway, after something of a whirlwind investigation, the criminal was arrested. We barely had time for a cup of tea after the incident took place, to be honest. So, there must have been something left at the scene that led you directly to the culprit? Or perhaps a reliable witness who recognized the person in question? Let me stop you there. You're wasting your time on this one. Sorry? There's nothing you can do. There's no way to help the bloke now. Why ever not? Simple. Prosecutor that's been assigned to the trial tomorrow is Lord Barak-Zandix. No! Sounds like you've heard of it then. Oh yes, we were very familiar with Lord Van Zeeks. Believed to be the harbinger of death itself, the Reaper of the Bailey. Reaper of the Bailey. Lord Barak Van Zeeks, who we faced in court only yesterday. Mr. McGutter told us about him before the trial, didn't he? He didn't tell us that he's a vampire. When Van Zeek stands for the prosecution, they call the accused his sacrificial lambs. And in every single trial in which he's been the prosecutor, the accused has been damned. This Reaper of the Bailey nickname, I suppose he's earned that because every defendant he advocates against is found guilty, is that it? It's a flash now. Wow, that's... Yeah, we should inform you, Inspector. Then in yesterday's trial alongside Lord Van Zeeks, Mr. Naruhodo scored a verdict of not guilty. Huh. What of it? Oh, well, I think that means that even against the Reaper of the Bailey, it's not impossible to stay independent.
No, you really don't have a clue, do you?
What do you mean?
What happened to that bloke in the end? He's dead.
Ah!
Agnes McGillen came a cropper in the omnibus when it went up in flames. So you can't really say you saved the defendant, can you?
What are you saying?
Look, if Van Zeeks could get the dirt to stick on everyone, he'd be a miracle worker. But that's not how it goes. He doesn't work miracles. He works magic. Black magic. Yeah, he's a vampire also, obviously. I mean, if you look at the guy, he's a vampire. I'd have a good long think about that, if I were you.
Are we really supposed to believe that? Nom nom nom.
Right, well, I filled you in as requested, and I'm nearly out of chips. So I'll be heading back to the crime scene now. We're still carrying on a few investigations there.
It was Briar Road you said, didn't it? Where the incident took place?
That's correct, ma'am. And if you head over to the holding guest cells, you can meet the criminal himself.
You branded him a criminal already.
He's as good as shaking like a leaf in his cell, he is. I'll give you a chuckle if nothing else. He's inmate 53. Speak to the jailer and he'll show you the way.
Inmate 53. Thank you. So there's no helping anyone against the Reaper of the Bailey, they say. Is something troubling you, Mr. Naruhodo? To tell the truth, when I recall the trial yesterday, I can't stop myself from shaking. The idea of facing the Reaper in court again is... Well, if you think it's too much for you, there's no shame in turning the case down. That takes courage too. Though the man they arrested is innocent, you could well imagine he would be shaking like a leaf in his cell. And I, for one, wouldn't find the sight that funny. So, if I'm honest, I'm still reeling from the shock of yesterday's events myself. And I'm really not sure if I'll be able to help this man, whoever he is. But I'd like to try, so I think I'm going to make some inquiries. Will you help? Did you really think you had to ask? After all, I am your judicial assistant. Thank you. So then, shall we? Yes! Let's go! Alright.
You are judicial assistant and definitely not going to be your future love interest.
Oh yeah, definitely not. Let's go to the prison first and see who we're talking to. So I'm gonna grab a piece of food because I'm hungry. Okay, prison cell 9. So these are British prison cells. Oh, they're ghastly. It feels just like a dungeon. Yes, and having experienced it in Japan myself, I can assure you that our wooden cells feel a lot cozier than these cold stone walls. Oh, don't, Mr. Naruhodo. You're making it seem worse. Apparently, our client is in the cell here. But it's so dark at the back here. I can't make him out. I wonder what he's like.
Inmate 53, your legal representative is here to see you. Stop hiding in the back of the cell and show your face at once.
Am I cat as yet with no name? Calling me by a number, definitely unbelievable. Unjustly unreasonable. I refuse to answer. Okay. I understand. Mr. Naruhodo, what? What did you think is going on here? I have no idea, but I wasn't just hearing things, was I? That tirade of complaints was in Japanese. Oh!
Hey! I wonder who it is.
Oh. Hello, sir. Excuse me, but who? Shh, quiet!
They're all around, hiding. I know they are. They're watching, listening. No, I can sense it.
You okay? Right. So, could I ask you exactly? There you are! You've come to curse me, haven't you? Don't try to hide it. You're a ghost! A ghost? This guy looks a little troubled.
A little.
Yeah, I mean, you can kind of see. It looks like he doesn't sleep very much with all the dark spots under his eyes. You mean you know harm, prisoner son? Are you Japanese by any chance? Oh, he perked up. This is my wildest dreams.
Someone's happy to see this.
Forgive me for that outburst before. I'm so sorry. Oh, it's fine. We were just a little surprised, that's all. Imagine it! I've been spent 12 months since I left my hometown. Here I am in a frightful fix in a foreign land. Hearing the sweet and tones of a compatriot's voice here in the stamped up hello was a most monumentally moving moment. You could have guessed that this new client, Lord Stronger, assigned to us would turn out to be fellow Japanese. What compassion my fellow countrymen show. They dispatch a first-class lawyer all the way from Japan to defend a mere foreign student. Oh, no joy, never failing, Nippon! A first-class lawyer? Oh dear, I think there's been something of a misunderstanding here. I wonder, would you be so kind as to tell us what's happened? Why you've been detained as a suspect, for example? Yes, I can. I will. And stay sullen and silent. I'm not quite sure I understand what he means, but seems happy. Yes, he does. I just hope he actually has a good reason to be. Thank you for your cooperation. I am a lawyer, as you said. My name is Runosuke Naruhodo. And I'm Naruhodo-san's judicial assistant, Sasoro Mikotaba. I am a visiting student sent here by our government. Notably, notoriously named Natsume Soseki Natsume. Soseki Natsume? I know Natsume is a name of a company.
Oh, he's dressed well. Maybe he is a big muckle or something.
So... not... This was a real person! Japanese novelist.
Hey, there you go.
Ah. Interesting, okay. Let's talk to him. Well, I can look at how to pronounce his name correctly. Let's see. Can I? Okay, whatever. Call me Soseki. Soseki should be how. I'm a poet, you see, a writer of haiku. Yep. Yep. Something of a nom de plume. A nom de plume? You mean an alias? Right, yeah, it said that. That's right, Naruhodo-san. No, don't be so prosaic. It's much more refined than that. And haiku? That really reminds me of home. Did I hear you say that you were a visiting student sent over here by the government? Yes, that's right. A year ago, I was told to go and study English. First, I had to suffer that misery, and now this is beyond the pale. Suffer that misery? Did you not want to study here? Oh, I mean, I've had an interest in grammar for some years, of course. Oh. But just because the government tells you to do something doesn't mean you can do it. No? What do you mean?
They told me to study English literature. That I could have understood. That's my field. But no, they told me to study the English language. Unbelievably, unreasonable. I see. Only the other day I was told to send a report about my first year here. I tendered a blank piece of paper. Wise words on white washi.
You must be a man of great standing.
Oh yes, so I'm often told. And often like to be told, it seems.
Could you perhaps tell us exactly why you've been arrested, Sozeki-san?
I didn't do it! I didn't commit that atrocious murder!
Murder?
Oh, no, it's alright. The woman didn't actually die, did she? But she was stabbed with a knife! Before my eyes.
Before your eyes? You mean you saw the attacker?
I didn't see anyone. What? If I'd seen the person who did it, do you think I'd be locked up in here?
Oh dear, it seems this case is becoming rather complicated.
Why me? Why did that silly woman have to be stabbed in front of me? It's the curse of London, it's incredibly, inexcusably, irritatingly, inconvenient.
Soseki-san was here at the scene, but he didn't see the attacker. It's vital that we find out more about the case. Okay, about the case.
It was an accursed evening, just after the snow had started to clear and heavy with fog. I'd been to the bookshop to buy some books, and I was on my way back to my scorned lodgings.
Sure the bookshop wasn't cursed too?
As I was walking along that cursed pavement, I could make out the sole silhouette of another enemy. A woman, wearing a green overcoat she was, and just as I went to overtake her, she suddenly let out a little scream and collapsed into the cold, hard slabs of stone at my feet.
How terrible!
I got to the woman, but she didn't move. It was like a ghostly, ghoulish, grim grimward.
Slight exaggeration there, perhaps.
I was terrified. I had to get away from there. I ran as fast as my legs would carry me back to my accursed lodgings. That's not good. They'll say it was shameful, I know. Throw it away like that.
Tell me, Soseki-san, was the victim an acquaintance of yours?
Don't be ridiculous! Do you think I know any of these fair-haired English? And a young woman at that? I'm diffident, shy, timid, unsure. I can't talk to people.
I see. Young woman, unknown to Soseki-san. And at the time it happened, who else did you see in your mind? Did anybody pass you?
Regrettably, apart from myself and the woman, I didn't see a soul.
No one?
Oh, great.
So the victim was unknown to you, and there was nobody else in the street at the time. That creates something of a conundrum, doesn't it?
What conundrum?
Okay. Conundrum. What do you mean, Suzato-san? What's the conundrum? Well, if what Suzuki-san has just told us is true, there's something I can't explain. He says that he didn't know the victim and that there was no one else at the scene. Then he apparently fled without having been seen.
I did!
But if that's the case, surely this man has to be the culprit?
What did you just say?
Nothing, I didn't say anything. Oops. Perhaps I thought that a little loudly? Actually, that's not what was troubling me. What I was thinking was, how did Suzeki-san actually come to be arrested?
Sorry?
He didn't touch the victim and there was nobody at the scene to see him. So how did the police ever discover that he was there in the first place? Oh yes, she's right.
It was him! That cursed great detective! He led the police to me! Oh, goody, he's back.
Oh boy.
Of all the bad luck! The cursed, a great detective? Could it be? I should have written the man's name as older than with his haughty laugh and his self-proclaimed greatness. Brash, big-headed, busybody, be gone! May you be cursed little until the end of your days, Sherlock Sholmes! I knew it! Mr. Sholmes? Oh boy, Sherlock Sholmes. Well, I didn't expect to hear that name from this man's lips, that's for sure. It was the morning after that nightmare had unfolded on the pavement before me. I was gnawing on a silver of hard cheese when some men suddenly burst into the door. They started shouting at me, "This is the police! Put the weapon down!" Yes, it was a thin silver, and yes, it was hard. But it wasn't. I wasn't eating a weapon. Disgusting, dietary, discrimination, devils! I like this guy, he's funny. You clearly had a trying morning yesterday. And there he was, in the middle of all the policemen, grinning like a Cheshire cat. That Sherlock Sholmes. It's actually Sherlock. Sherlock Sholmes? He's English.
Sherlock Sholmes, yes.
I've since been found out that he's a famous name in detection here in London. Yes, the great detective is really very well known. And his overly sharp mind managed to deduce my whereabouts, apparently. You think I'm the knife-wielding man and me, this weak, stupid kitten of a man? I wonder what great deduction process led him to this conclusion this time. Do you mean to say that Mr. Sholmes' deduction was the only reason the police arrested you? That would be really most unreasonable. Well, the thing is, I was thrown into a panic when they barged in my way. Of course you were. That's only natural. I was terrified and trembling. They kept throwing questions after questions at me. In impossible English. Finnish, foreign, film, flammery.
It's flim-flammery, but yeah.
Flim-flammery? Oh, I thought it said film. Well, we are in England. You can't really blame them for questioning you in English. Good point. But my mind went blank. I knew I had to answer, but didn't know what to say. So I just kept repeating things like, yes, I do, and I'm fine. Next thing I knew, I was in Mankles. I've been wearing a toast or near. Oh dear, I'm afraid that's hardly surprising. I'm fine. He's not fine now. Mr. Naruhodo Esquire. Oh, you can just call me Naruhodo. And when we're speaking English, a simple Mr. is more than enough. Oh, yes, right. Yes, they really got to me. This country is poisoning my mind.
My dude, I think you might have had problems before you came here.
Yeah, but please, I beg you to defend me in the court tomorrow. You can tell me what really happened. You'll do it, won't you? Well, why? Why is it so hard to say yes to me? Well, thing is, I'm just a student like yourself on a study tour. A student? I have defended a case in the Old Bailey, only the one though. But at this moment in time, I really don't know what I'm supposed to believe in. I'm confused about what justice in this country even means. Naruhodo-san. I'm not even the foreign student who was supposed to be here. I'm a sort of locum lawyer, I suppose. But that's the mark of a defense lawyer from our grave empire. It's a keepsake from the man who should have been here. He was my best friend. Keepsake. I know exactly what they're saying about me. Oh, who do you mean? The lawyers. All the British defense lawyers, they won't defend me. Goodness, why? Why do you say that? The same reason as you noted before when it happened. There was only the victim and myself around, and I ran away from the scene of the crime. I'm not a fool. I know it looks as though I must be the culprit. It must be very hard for you, Soseki-san. Anyway, I'm a student from overseas. I'm just a foreign nobody to them, someone not to be trusted. I heard them openly laughing about me before in my earshot without any compunction at all. Any trial for this man would be a waste of time, they said, and of course the foreigner did it. Even had the gall to say the man doesn't understand half of what's being said anyway. That's awful. They're wrong! I've studied more English than half of the policemen out there on the streets. I've traveled halfway around the world to learn about these people's country and its great history. But no one here wants to listen to a man with a strange accent. They all hate me. So, at the very least, I like to entrust my fate to someone who can listen to me in my native tongue. You could do it, couldn't you? When I look into your eyes, I can see it. I can see what you've been through. Soseki-san, it's just that...
Help ourselves.
Yeah. Give me a little time, please.
Use
I'll
the
do-
time.
Yeah. I'll do what I can for the time being. What do you mean? We should investigate the case as thoroughly as possible. If we can find some clues, it will give us a much better chance, I'm sure. Oh yes, thank you. I'll be here all along waiting for you. Welcome, student, Mr. Naruto Esquire. We should be going then, Naruto-san. We have a case to prepare for. Okay. Should we end it here for tonight, you think?
Yeah, 9:30. That's fine.
Yeah.
Plus, if we go into the investigation process, we're not going to finish.
Yeah, it's probably gonna be a bunch of new stuff and things, so. Oh. Yeah, it seems like it's time to stop for now.
There's so many red herrings in that last case.
Oh,
At the very beginning, I was convinced that our client did it. At the
Right.
beginning, I was convinced that that our client did it, and then, oh wait, no, this person has a beef with them, and this person owes them money, etc., 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 etc. Then I thought for a second, maybe the girl is paid off by our client because she brought little Quinty in here and made a distraction. Something's wrong here.
Yeah.
And then as soon as they said something about planting evidence, I'm just like, yep, our dude's an asshole. He's probably a murderer.
Right.
And I'm very much convinced that Strongheart, I think his name is Strongheart, the
Yeah.
head lawyer dude,
Right.
I am fairly certain that the reason he sent us to be Nick Gilden's lawyer is he wanted Nick Gilden to finally go down for his crimes.
Right.
But that's just a theory. You'll have to prove it, I guess.
Yeah. Also, I think probably he has connection to the police. As, like, bribing them and stuff.
Justice, I don't think so. He probably has, the whole, I don't want to say God complex, but a lot of people high up in justice, if they devote their entire lives to the justice system and they see gross injustice, like what happened with Nick Gilden, where he essentially bribed and planted evidence, that would piss him off, and he would take the law into his own hands after a certain point.
Plus, it could be possible that the police department actually owed him money.
Yeah, or Strongheart himself owed money.
Right.
Nick Gilden.
Right.
Yeah, that's possible.
Mm.
But I don't think that's the case. I think that I think it was a justice thing.
Don't know. We'll have to
Who knows?
find out later.
Could be Vampire Man. Yeah, we'll find out.
Yeah. We'll find out.
Alright. Catch you later.
Alright, see ya. Get that out. Okay. Alright, and go to this here. There we go. Alright, that is going to be the end of tonight's stream. That was a lot of fun. Lots of interesting stuff happened. We got to defend Leprechaun Man, who is definitely probably actually the murderer or something. It's there's so many layers to this. It's kind of crazy. I'm really enjoying it. Okay. I'm excited to see more and find out more about what is going on with this series and what
What is the truth of the matter? What is justice in this country? Very, very good questions. Very good questions indeed. That'll be it for tonight. Hopefully we'll find out more next week on the adventures of the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles. Oh no, that sounds silly. Good night. Have a good day. Bye.